Heathens got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time.
Trapaholics Mixtapes.
As the 9% and word would say, make a better you, a better us.
Give them what they asked for.
Who do you think you are? I'm the word. Boy, I'm the one who put in the work.
When I move, is it a quick rumble? I will never ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.
My bad. I didn't even know I was muted that whole time. What up, though? God darn it. What up, though, Safi? What up, sis? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Bud Files, what up, fam? I hope you good. I hope you great. Hope the family is wonderful. Nate the Great is in the building. What up, fam? Hey, man, I was in your chat earlier. I was just talking, and then I just happened to look down and see mute. My bad, y'all. My bad. I ain't even do the intro, but it is what it is. We just go get right into the content. Say what up to my people in the chat. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Yeah. So, like I was saying, what y'all didn't hear, knowing versus practicing, the benefits of practicing what you know, right? And what inspired this conversation is a gentleman named Doug that came through here a couple times. And I was having a conversation with him, and I was telling him, like, it's cool to know things, right? But when you know things and don't practice them, you usually, I'm gonna just be real. I'm gonna be funky. I'm gonna be clear. If you know something and ain't practicing it, that's kind of idiotic to me. Especially if it's something you're preaching about. They say practice what you preach. If it's something you're preaching about and you ain't actually applying it, then to me that's kind of idiotic, right? It's kind of idiotic. And I say that in a nice way because ignorance is just the act of not knowing. You just don't know. But some people are ignorant on purpose, and some people are ignorant by coincidence. But the importance of practicing what you preach is definitely key, especially when you start talking about like areas like religion, spirituality, things that even philosophy, right? I hear people quote great philosophers, but never put the works into practice. Look, knowing things is just being aware, right? Half of the things we know is third person. And what I mean by that, it means second person. I ain't gonna say third person. It's like secondhand knowledge. It's something somebody else applied and explained, and people just read it and just now they know it. They don't practice it. And oftentimes you find that when people talk about the Bible, like, Dub was coming over here saying, oh, I should believe in the Bible. I'm like, it's hard for someone to tell me I should believe in something and you're not practicing it yourself. I asked them about like the 7 deadly sins. And I was getting that because he was drunk. He was drunk. And oftentimes, especially if you look up um, the seven deadly sin of gluttony, when they first, I ain't gonna say when they first, but back in the day, right? Um, gluttony was looking upon as like drunkenness. That was an example of gluttony, over consuming. Anything you overconsume is considered gluttony. But the most common thing back in the day was people drinking, people getting too drunk, and then what happens? You act belligerent, you act out of character, you act out of your normal frame of mind. You know, that's just what it do. Dee dee, dee 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 dee. What up, though, sis? Appreciate you, Dee Dee. Appreciate you. But yeah, so oftentimes I just found like people say some of the most unique things, right? But then when you look at their life, they're not applying them, and especially like on this internet, you know. And it's difficult, right? No one's perfect, so and then they say new levels, new devils. Some people may come on here and don't and act a different way than what they normally do in real life. I know I do, like because there's a lot of space. So since there's a lot of space in between me and everybody, me personally, this is just what I do. Like me personally, I give way more grace than I would if we was in person. Like if a person is in person with me and you get aggressive, I get defensive, right? But on here, I can kind of ignore people. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it's no imminent threat to me. That's just how I feel. Like I have people. Uh, it's just when things occur on here because of that space. I handle it a little differently than I would in real person, like in real life, right? So I know it's sometimes people might be more passive in real life and more aggressive on here because they feel the same thing. It's space, so they feel safer being aggressive. Like, so I mean, it's duality is the flip side of everything. So just like I may have more grace, some people may have less. Right. So, but even on here, like I said, it's easier to kind of practice a lot of different, but in real life, I'm not gonna lie to you, there's just certain things I avoid, right? Because I know how impulsive or reactive I can be. So it's some things for me to prevent having those impulsive reactions. I just avoid. Like especially I'm a father and I got a lot to lose. Like 20 years ago, I didn't have what I have now to lose, right? Appreciate that, sis. Appreciate that. I hope I keep dropping sauce and help you get through that work. But I'm gonna do my best. I'm coming up here preaching from the heart. But yeah, definitely. Like on here is you have the ability. I think you have the opportunity to define different characteristics about yourself online because you meet so many different variety of people. So it's different ways you can work on different things. But in real life, I know what my triggers are, right? So I worked on a lot of them. But like you can't, like if somebody like in real life, somebody talking smack or something like that, man, I'm gonna just get away from 'em. I'm gonna do my best to get away from because, like I said, I'm not 20 no more. I got a lot to lose now. So you got to move different. You got to be a little bit more strategic, and it's better to walk away from a battle and lose and win the war. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these little, like when we 20 years old, oh, you said this, you disrespected me. I'm gonna do like, man, that's when we was 20, bro. Like that's what I ain't about to go to jail because some idiot said something to me. Now I'm missing days of work. Now my family missing. That's what I'm saying. When you got things to lose, you look at life a little different. Yeah, when you got things to lose, you just look at life a little different. But Yeah, it's just different. You move different, and you got to, because if you don't, I mean, somebody trick you out your spot real quick and easy. They might be having a bad day. They ain't got nothing to lose. You got everything to lose. They crashing out against you. Instead of you stepping to the side, letting them hit the wall, you standing right there. So even within those seven deadly sins, a lot of people go around and say, I'm Christian, I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, but you're practicing the seven deadly sins. You're practicing a lot, even wrath, right? Going around just being angry. That's a sin, man. Having hate in your heart, that's a sin. But people practice it often. If people going around being jealous or envious of other people, lustful of other people, these are the things people practice on a consistent basis. But they know it. They know the Bible. They'll quote it. But when you ask them how they apply it into their life, they can't tell you that. And that's what happens when you just know things. It's okay to know things. You can sound smart in a conversation, but show me some results. And the results, I mean, I'm not a materialistic type of person. I don't care about a person's status. What make a person valuable to me is the character, right? It's the character. So we practice in these spiritual practices. We practice in these religions. We practice even philosophy. Philosophy teaches you how to develop morals and values and develop your character. That's what philosophy do. So you reading all this, you know all this. People can quote people and stuff, but how do you apply that in your real life? That's why a lot of people, they just not happy. They have all this information in their head how to be happy, but they can't do it. They can't do it. I don't know why people don't apply it. Like I said, I don't see the point of knowing something if you can't utilize it. And like I was saying, it's secondhand knowledge. But how often have you learned something, and as you begin to apply it or do it, you found nuances to it? Oh, I can do it like this and can get this done quicker, or I can do this and it makes it a little better. That's what happens when you apply things. But if I'm just reading from a book, and then that's the thing too, like there's people to come over here and be like, ain't no God. I'm like, all right. All right, cool. You don't believe in God, that's fine. You don't believe there's a God, that don't do nothing for me. Because I know God. Most people talk about God, they tell you what a book say. They don't tell you their own personal relationship or experience with God, because they don't got it. The only experience they got with God is out of a book. Out of a book. The book is just to make you aware that you have the potential and the opportunity to develop a relationship with God, and it tells other people's stories. It just tells other people's experiences. Your experience with God is going to be unique to you. Even as you look throughout the Bible, all them characters in the Bible, they had a unique experience with God. It wasn't all the same. It wasn't all the same. So when people say, how do you know God exists? And I give my own personal, well, that's not evidence because I can't, it ain't for you. You got to develop your own relationship with God. You know that famous quote everybody always say? Check this out. Let me show y'all something. Let me pull it up for y'all. That famous quote people always say, my people will be destroyed for lack of knowledge, right? I want y'all to see. I think I did a live on that. I can't remember. I done did so many lives talking about so many different things. I want to read y'all this verse because people, they only half-ass read it because they only read it to prove the point they're trying to make. But that verse that say my people will be destroyed for lack of knowledge. I'm gonna pull it up so y'all can see it with me. All right, I'm gonna read from the King James. I don't read none of these other. No, I don't read all the Muslim. But anyway, it says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that has forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children." What that verse is saying, the knowledge, the people will be destroyed for lack of knowledge of God. That's why people are destroyed, because they don't know God. So when people quote that, correct their ass. You know what I'm saying? That's what that verse said. You look through all this. That's why I say I have forgotten you. When you forget, and I'm not even talking about the biblical God. I know that's what this is from, but it's deeper than rap. This divine creator. I mean, if you believe in the biblical God, that's fine. I don't personally do anthropomorphism, right? I don't give God human characteristics. I don't need to do all that to understand God. I don't, because I developed a personal divine relationship with God. So I don't need to use my low level comprehension to understand a being outside of comprehension. All right? I don't need to do that to feel good about myself. Just tap in. We literally divine sparks, bro. We a fragment of God. Like, you take a glass and smash it, right? That glass is whole, but we smash it. All these little pieces, man. We those little pieces. We those itty bitty pieces of God, fragments. So we have a divine connection. Melanie, what up, though? Did God give us free will? Aren't we only supposed? See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all be indulging into the Bible too much. Y'all indulge into the Bible. Also, is not having knowledge of God even a sin? It's not as a sin to you. It is a sin to you. It's not a sin like not having knowledge of God. Is it a sin? Your lack of knowledge. I ask this. This is what I always ask, right? Where has your beliefs gotten you in life? Things you believe in. Where has it gotten you in life? How has it helped you overcome different obstacles or adversities in life? Like I said, my relationship with God is gonna be different from everybody else. Some people don't have it. It ain't for them. It ain't for them. I don't do religion at all. I'm more of a spiritual person. So the whole anthropomorphism or the euhemerism aspects of the divine, I don't deal with it all. I don't need to put it in a physical aspect for other people to understand. Right? What I tell people is to go within. And everybody can't do it. All ancient texts always state that everyone don't have that divine spark. Some people are just avatars. They just have souls. They don't have the spirit. The spirit is what what connects us to the divine. The soul is what connects us to the earth. That ain't in the Bible. We can get into the ancient teachings. I mean, the Bible for me is information that was taken and rewritten in a way that people who didn't have the divine spark can understand. That's what the Bible is to me. That's what religion is to me. No shot against nobody, but that's just what it is. Religion is outside of you. That's why people debate religion. You ain't debating spirituality. Because if you felt it or if you indulged in it, if you practice it, it ain't no debating it. You understand the benefits, you reap the benefits. Even just having peace and calmness, just perception in general, just general understanding and perception how to look at life. You know, they call that philosophy. That came out of spirituality. Philosophy, that it was philosophy in Kemet. It was philosophy. That's where Plato and Socrates, I forget which one of them said, I can't learn nothing but from an Egyptian. They just call it something else. We call it spirituality. They done took spirituality, they done made science out of it. They done made religion out of it. They done made philosophy out of it. That's what they took spirituality, and they couldn't comprehend it because they didn't have that divine spark to practice it or to indulge it. So to understand it, they had to create different understandings of it, and that's where you get all these different sciences from. Even astrology was part of our spirituality. And so above, so below. Everything is connected. Divine oneness. Everything. And then science go tell you that we got the same genetic codes as fucking bananas and shit. Everything shared DNA strand. Not even on Earth, but we got some of the same amino acids. Well, we got the same amino acids that comets got. Oh yeah, the comet hit the Earth and then evolution evolved. If that's make you feel better, help you sleep at night, go ahead, bro. That's what's up. That's what's up. I feel it. You feel me? Whatever makes people sleep at night, whatever makes people better people, whatever makes people happy and enjoy life, that's for them. It's when people unhappy and not enjoying life that they look at other people's lives, and other people's lives be more important than their own. Like, I don't wake up caring about how nobody think and feel about life because I'm too focused on mine. Not to be ignorant, I'm just being real. Right? I'm not trying to be ignorant. I don't wake up thinking about how other people life go. I think about mine and how I can make my life better, my family. That's what my focus be on. But when people don't have that, then they start focusing on things that don't even have an effect in their real life. Like, if we, like, coming online, for me personally, right? Me coming online arguing with people, that don't have no positive effect in my real life. That don't even make me feel it. Man, that should make some people feel better, make them feel alive, bro. Coming on here arguing, that's because they ain't got shit going in their real life. I'm just being honest. You know, I'm just being honest, man. They ain't got shit going, because if you did, you wouldn't be on here doing that shit. That's just common sense. That's just common sense. If you did, you wouldn't be, coming on here doing that shit on here. But that's what they got. That's what gives them the thrill or excitement. Me, I got kids. I love playing with my kids. I love rearing my children. Teaching them new things, growing with them. I'm learning different things about myself, watching my kids. I got a beautiful wife. I got family. So it's so many things that occupy my attention and my time that I don't have it to come on here and argue. It's like it's some people I know people in real life that they don't have time to do anything on social media. The only reason I'm on here is because I lost my eyesight, well, majority of my eyesight. Other than that, I wouldn't be on here. I can do real shit in real life. But when I do come on here, it's gonna be on some, something like this, man. Yeah, so I always ask people that the things they believe, how do they practice it and apply it to their real life, and how is it How does it impact or affect their real life? And if it's negative, why not change something? You know what I'm saying? We all think we know what's best, right? We all think we know. This is the very unique thing about being a life coach, right? Just talking to, and I guess I can even give credit to just being in the medical field, right? In general, like I worked as an anesthesia aide, so I got to sit in a lot of different cases. I didn't really have a lot of patient contact, like lengthy patient contact. Like I didn't have one-on-one, but just interacting with the patients, I did that when they waking up or when they going to sleep, interacting with the patients. But it was also the staff, because I think the hospital had one of the most diverse staffs, because I mean doctors, nurses, all these people come from all over the world, especially like working in a level 1 trauma center, in the urban city. Yeah, you go get all types of people, so not just the patients, but the actual staff. And you get to see different cultures, different ways people think, different ways people live, and you can grow to appreciate that. But having that experience of being a life coach, I've truly, and I knew it, but I truly grasped the concept of people can get to the same place using different vehicles, right? Like working with clients, what's best for them may not be best for me. And there's so many variables involved, right? Certain people can do certain things because they have the resource, they have the support, so some people can work smarter and not harder, but sometimes people just got to work harder to be able to work smarter, right? So it's like for me, it's never a judgment. I always assess the client and we go over things that's best for them. So I may not do it in my life, but that doesn't mean it won't work in theirs, and it's not for them. People be thinking that one hat fit all heads. Like, no, man, you got to be like the back of this one. Like, if you look at the back of my hat, you see that? It adjusts. That's how you got to be in life. You got to be able to adjust. If something is working for you, let it work for you. If something ain't working for you, well, you need to change it. Just change it up. Can y'all hear me okay? I don't know if my that's the wrong one. Mic check. Okay, yeah, I see it move. But yeah, so yeah, I just think it's important. There's no purpose of gaining wealth of knowledge and not being able to apply it. I mean, what for? So you can sound smart? Oh man, it's cool to sound smart, but it's better to be smart than to sound smart. Be able to show results. I ain't from the show me state, but when people start saying, "Oh, you should do this, you should do that," okay, show me. Show me. Like all these things I talk about, I tell you how I applied it. I share this information, but I can also show you how it impacted my life. I tell you, but I show you. I brought people on here that told you, like, nah, man, he different. He different. He do this now. He do that. I seen it. I remember. This is how I know. Let me tell. I think I told the story before, but this really fucked me up. Right when I sat back and thought about it, I'm like, damn, y'all look at me like that. Like I wouldn't. My sister, my sister called me and said, "Hey man, this older dude was looking." I wasn't. So I go over my mom's house and I pull up. I'm like, "Where the dude at?" They said, "Oh, he down the street." And when he said that, everybody ran in the house to get my dad and mom, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna go holler at him. And when I said that, everybody went in the house and got him. And by the time I got down there, I'm talking to the dude like, hey man, look, that's my little sister, bro. You don't say that. She a kid, bro. Don't be saying nothing like that to her. Oh man, my bad. I was talking to him, right? My dad and them running down the street. They like, calm down, screaming. I'm like, what the hell going on with them? And I'm telling you, he apologized, and dude came down and apologized to her. And it was all said and done. My mom and dad, they breathing heavy. They was like, we thought you was about to do something to that dude. And I'm like, why y'all think that? I told you I was. They said, no, because that's what you usually do. And then I realized, like, damn, they right. Like, they right. Usually I 0 to 100. But this time I went and talked to him. I was pissed off. I was mad. I was angry. And I talked to him with an authoritative voice. Yeah, I did all that, but I didn't put my hands on. Usually I wouldn't say nothing. I just go. And then after, you know how, like, I don't know, like my grandma used to whoop me and then talk to me. That's what I used to do. Anyway. And then Texo, what up, though, bro? What up, though? Yeah, so at that point, I kind of realized, like, damn, I am changing. Like, but then that's at that point I seen other people seeing the change, like people seeing me maturing, because I wouldn't talk like 3 years ago. I wouldn't have been talking. I'd have been putting hands on that boy for disrespecting my sister. That was my mentality. But this time I was like, let me go talk to him. He wasn't young. My sister was 14, and he was like 21, and at that time. 14. I was 20. So he was like a year older than me. Yeah, I was 20. And he was a year older. No. She had to be older. She had to be like 16, 17. Because I think I was 23 when that happened. I think I was 20. Yeah, I was 23 when that happened. Yeah, because I was living on. Yeah, that's when I had that crib. Yeah, I was about to, as soon as I was about to go live, when I was setting up, I looked and was like, oh shit, man, Texo live. I didn't even know you was live. You was live for about an hour. What up, though, bro? But yeah, so just practicing it. And like I said, ain't nobody perfect, bro. And that's okay. It ain't about perfection, it's about progression, right? I don't look for nobody to be perfect. I just look for people to try. Like, as long as they trying in life, trying to, that's all it takes. It's for you to try. Some things you go get, some things you ain't. That's just life, right? But when you stop trying, that's when you kind of die. That's when life really sucks. You have sucky moments in it, but when you just stop trying, that's when it starts sucking, bro. When you get stuck in the ruts of depression or those cycles, man. You've been doing all different types of games recently. When you get stuck in those cycles of depression and anxiety and stress and just all them bitter emotions, that's when life sucks, man. That's when life sucks. When you ain't taking advantage of the opportunity of breathing, man. You ain't taking advantage of the opportunity of breathing. That's when life sucks. And a lot of times that's because people ain't got nothing to live for, man. People ain't got nothing to live for. So, they have nothing to, some people question why they're here. And don't know how to go about getting the answer. They don't know how to go about it. And that can send you left or right or left. They can send you in all different directions. What is this? Oh, that can send you in all sort of directions. Yeah, but yeah, it's important to practice. It's important to apply the things, that you learn in life. What else why else did you obtain it? Just to regurgitate it to somebody else? I don't know, man. I don't know how people think. I'm weird. Look, I was dropped on my head a couple times when I was a kid, so I don't think like normal people. I really don't. And I don't even, I used to always try to understand why people think the way they think or how they put things together in their mind. I used to, when I was younger, I used to try to understand it all the time, right? And even learning different aspects of psychology, it still didn't make sense. And I gave up. And I say since I've been on YouTube, I began to indulge again, trying to understand people. And, I have to experience life more and just acquiring more knowledge about, life in general. I attempted it again and I keep getting the same results because everybody different, man. Everybody, we got a lot of similarities, but we really different. Everybody different. You got people grow up in the same household and be completely different. Completely. So, I mean, influence, not only influence, but where a person is taking influence from is key and important. It's important where people taking influence from. So, I just feel like continue sharing information. I think it's better to share information, because like I said, everything ain't gonna be for everybody, right? So even when I come through and I share information, I know it ain't gonna resonate with a lot of people. I don't expect it to. Honestly, I don't. Because like I said, I'm weird. But the weird people like me, they understand what I'm saying. Weird people like me, they understand. And they can apply it because look, life is an effort, right? That's just what life is. In Buddhism, um, one of the main components is suffering, understanding that life is suffering. And to get you out of that suffering is basically changing your mindset through different practices. That's all you're really doing is changing the way you're looking at stuff because it's never going to go away. Even in the Bible, God said, I made good and evil, and then when you just look at it, and this is so cliche, everyone says it, but when it comes time to practice it, they can't. They say, how would you know good if you didn't know bad? It's a universal law of rhythm. What goes up must come down, but eventually it'll go back up. That's just what life is. You have good times, you have bad times. And if you keep focusing solely on the bad times, you will miss out on the good times. You literally miss out on the opportunity. Like when I first lost the majority of my sight, it was life changing, man. So you feel some type of way for a minute, right? You feel some type of way. You gotta heal from that trauma, right? So it was a couple months where, I was healing though. I was recovering. So that was a great time for me to, feel some type of way about the situation. But as soon as I got back on my feet, man, I started making adjustments so quick. Like, okay, I can't do this, but if I add this, now I'm capable of doing that. Okay, I can't do this, and I'm fine. I can substitute that with something else. I can occupy my time with this. I can do more of that. I mean, I just had to look at life different. Okay, it's life changing shit, bro. Like I worked a lot with my hands. I love working on cars. I love working on houses. I just bought a new wet saw, $700. Bought a new wet saw. Can't even use it. Well, got my money back, but can't even use it. Ready to cut some tile up and everything. Can't use it. So, but it's adjust. So now I'm podcasting or whatever we doing on here. I'm doing this now. Now I'm life coaching. It's just an adjustment. My life didn't stop because I lost my sight. But that's by choice, man. I looked at it, the first the first thing I said to myself that made me feel better about my situation was like, oh, well, I guess I get to spend more time with my kid. I only had a son at that time. I had a son. So I said, you know what? I get to spend more time with my child. Mintex, so appreciate you, bro. Hold on, man. Hold on, bro. Where is that?
Work out the money, work out the juice. 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 Work out the money, work out the juice.
Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you. Dabbing on, dabbing on, dabbing on. Yeah, but that's what honestly, man, I just wish more people would I wish more people would define their why, or at minimum give themselves, if they don't feel they have a purpose, give yourself a purpose in life. You know, give yourself a purpose. I don't like, even like, I got atheist friends, right? And they give they give themselves purposes in life, you know, and it's always a debate. Like, if you this, if you that. I don't put blankets or hats or caps on nobody that don't fit. Like, I know some atheists that's like wild, and then I know some atheists that you'd think they practice Buddhism or something. You know, they have high quality morals, great people, always assisting and helping, and they just don't believe in God. They don't need a God to be a good person. You know, sometimes I'm just being honest. I've met people that they need God to be a good person. They need that fear of God to be a good person, and that's okay. If that's what worked for them, you know, we all different, man. I don't know why people be trying to. I don't know. Everybody just want to be the same, or I mean, I understand you want to be around like-minded people, right? But that's why I always say like-minded, like-hearted. Like, we ain't got to think alike. We can just say, hey, look, I'm going to be respectful. I'm going to be thoughtful. I'm going to be compassionate to you. You do the same to me, and we can rock out. You got your beliefs. I got mine. Me believing in something, I don't have to piss or shit on somebody else's beliefs to make me feel validated in mine. You know, normally when people do that, I'd be looking at them like, you don't even believe in what you believe in, because you got to belittle someone else to make you feel some type of validation. And oftentimes people do that, you know. So I don't even, people do that just either characters or morals. Or people often will use someone else as a prop to lift themselves up. You know, they have to belittle someone else to make themselves look bigger. You know, that's just what it runs rampant in our society today. You know, if I see somebody that's say if we not ilk, right? We ain't ilk, that's fine. Either I can help elevate you, or you know, I'm gonna keep it moving. And just like if it's people with a higher ilk than me, I look at them like, shit, teach me. You know, humble yourself to learn from people who know who got more than you. I'm always at that point. Naga, what up though? What up though, Naga? Yeah, let me find somebody to know something more than me. I'll be a student, man. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to be better. You got to do better to get better. You got to do better to get better to be better. If that makes sense. We're Commander that. That's another shirt. You got to do better to get better to be better. That's just life, man. But if you ain't applying all this information, then what are you doing with it? How is it even relevant? I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't see the point of acquiring information if you're not going to utilize it or even use it. If you use it, that's fine. But shit, I try to utilize anything. You know, I come from that household. You be drinking out of mayonnaise jars. We'll use something and then we'll utilize it after we get done using it. You got that Crisco can on top of the stove with reused grease in it. Yeah, we utilize things over here. Ran to the gas station, ran out of smokes. I'll be back shortly. Man, I wish you can grab me a couple blacks. I smoke the filter tips though. I don't smoke the regular black and white. But yeah, we utilize things over here. So we get multiple uses out of things. You know. So we used to use them. Damn, what was the name of that? We used to use it like Tupperware. Like shit, you get the max uses out of anything possible, man. Get the max uses out of. My bad. I was just checking my messages. Yeah, but yeah. I mean, I don't want to use that old, narrative. I think I already did a live. Did I? Let me check that. I think I did a live. I think I did a couple live. Oh, I thought it said Santino was live. I'm looking like, huh? Y'all know Polo Ting can't see. Guess she just Santino got a premiere tomorrow. Oh man, I can't see this. How to manage other emotions. That's not what I was talking about. I forgot I did that for my sister, I think. Bro, I don't even remember some of these lives, and these ain't too like a month ago. I don't even know what I did last month. That's crazy. Marketing yourself. Oh, I wanted to talk about that. I wonder what I said in that live. Make a decision or be given a choice. That's 3 months ago. Okay. That's the one I wanted to send to Gary. Damn, these ain't even got perception versus perspective. Can roses grow in a sandbox? Man, what the hell was I saying in these lives, man? If you don't control your emotions, someone else will. I need to put these in playlists. My bad, yeah. I gotta put these in playlists. I'm socially awkward and I just figured out why. Bro, I don't even know who's making these titles. Mm. Oh wow. Huh. I didn't think it was that far back. It might be. I don't know. I gotta go through here and look. I swear I did a lot. Yep, here you go, right here. 4 months ago, practice what you preach. The importance. So I'm interested to hear what I said in there. In that live I did 4 months ago. I don't know. It didn't even get that many views. So you mentioned about having a purpose in life. Yeah. Yeah, like I was saying, like, you know, a lot of people use religion or even spiritual. They use something that give them purpose, but like I was saying, I got some atheist friends who don't believe in God at all, and they gave their own self purpose. I ain't even gonna say they gave their self purpose. They found a purpose in life, you know, without having God. Yeah, I was just making that point because, you know, I used a reference from the Bible earlier, saying, you know, when people say the Bible says you will be destroyed for lack of knowledge, but they never put it into true context, because what it's saying is people are destroyed for lack of knowledge of God. That's what that scripture is telling you. Like, my people will be destroyed of lack of knowledge, because if you forget me, I forget you. That's what that scripture is saying. But like, if a person doesn't believe in God, that don't mean they don't have purpose in life. You know, people can find their own purpose. Yeah, people can definitely find their own purpose. But yeah, let me share this. But yeah, right here, practice what you preach. I don't know what I was saying in there. I'm interested though.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, damn, that's crazy. That's how that started off.
What you up to?
I was angry. I hated him for a long time because I felt like, bro, you supposed to protect me. You my stepdad, bro.
Okay, I remember what I was saying. But see, this is what I'm saying. Like,
Damn,
I think I
wonder
was
what
talking about
emotional
forgiveness.
state is he in having this conversation. That's a lot of emotional intelligence. I think something I read off the back of a cookbook, back of a Cracker Jack box. No, I practiced this. That's how I can tell you how to apply it. I can tell you the functions, how to operate it. I can tell you all that.
Because I
People will
practiced
say
it.
emotional.
Because I practiced it. That's what I could tell you. So I was talking about same thing. I'm just, oh my God, my daughter is still woke. So I was talking about this 4 months ago. The importance of practicing what you preach. 4 months ago, I was talking about that. And I was giving examples of how I do it, right? Or how I did it, or how I still do it. Because like I said, it's life has so many different variants in it. I mean, you can have something down packed, but then a different circumstances through your way and it interrupt everything that you work on. You know, and in those instances, you take a step back. But even when you take a step back, it's the perception of it. Like, people be like, oh, I took 2 steps back, and they be all down. Like, nah, man. Sometimes you got the opportunity to step back to look forward, man. Then you get a clearer view of where you're going, because sometimes we have tunnel vision. And there's some things we don't notice, right? Until we have a setback. Then we had a setback. Now we're able to step back and look at the situation, you know, and adjust. You know, that's opportunity. That's all it is. Setbacks are adversity in general, man. Is opportunity. The opportunity to see how far you came and how far you got to go. That's what adversity gives you. The opportunity to evaluate oneself. Are you really what you say you are? All this stuff, like that's why I say applying things. Like a person can quote the Bible all day, but if they ain't practicing, if they ain't, like my brother Gary would say, Christ-like, then what are they doing? What are they doing? I can sit here and quote the Bible all day, but how am I applying it? That's the important part. The Bible says that will show me how to apply that. I should start challenging people, bro. I don't pay no people no mind, but if that rub you the wrong, start challenging people. Ask them, like, when people be telling you you should do this or you should do that or you should think like this, ask them how does that work in their life? How has that benefited them? Because everybody knows what's best for everybody. You know I know for a fact what worked for me may not work for people. That's why I only share. I don't tell people if you do this, you're gonna be better. I don't tell people that. Is it plausible? Yeah. Is there a possibility it can help them? Yeah, that's why I share it. You know, that's why I share it. There's a possibility, but I'm not guaranteeing nobody. I ain't got no snake oil for y'all, man. You know, I just try to offer things that people may not be aware of. And that way they can practice it. And if it worked for them, good. If not, then, hey, shit, they tried. That's how I look at it. We all can have different purposes, but the goal is always the same. I don't think my goal is the same as everybody in life. I don't like if we come together. I understand that aspect, but just in life in general, I don't think my goal is the same as everybody. Man. I don't think my goal ain't the same as everybody. I'm trying to get back to the divine. Everybody else trying to get to heaven. I'm straight. That's gonna go over people's heads, man. But that's just my understanding, though. You know, if heaven is the goal, that's their goal, bro. You know, like I think, but I don't have to interfere with your goals. You don't have to interfere with mine. If you can add to me, then add, but don't try to take away. I just think that's how life. That's how I live my life. Man. I don't try to take away from nobody, and I don't want nobody to try to take away from me. I'm willing to work with people. I'm willing to build with people. We ain't got to believe in the same thing. We ain't got to be the same thing. None of that. And I'll be good. Naga, what up, though?
What up, though, nah?
Nothing chilling, man. What's good with you?
Hey, man, just here. I'm here.
That's what's up. Yeah, I don't know where everybody at tonight. They got sent out a notification.
Yeah, YouTube be cheating sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes you kind of have to go, you kind of have to open the app, you know what I'm saying? And you see you, and when you check, you're like, man, you know what I'm saying? You got this live been going on. You mean to tell me this live been going on for, you know what I'm saying, for this amount of time, and I'm now realizing that? Yeah.
Yeah, they probably. I thought they would pump me in the algorithm. I feel like I'm shadow banned for the last couple lives that went on. Because people come in at like 3 hours after. I'm like, damn, I'm about to get off. Now everybody coming in.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I see the title. You know what's the title said again? What you know versus what you're practicing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah, I think people know a lot of things, but they don't practice it, you know. And when I say no, like they have the information, they know how, the practice, but they're not practicing it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. You know, that's what I was just saying, bro. It's crazy because like I studied, like even religion, bro. When I was studying it, I was practicing it because I wanted to see the benefits, man. And that's when I start understanding, like, damn, like, you know, like if you go to a more science temple, right, and you start learning about Islam, they teach it as metaphysics. It's a science. They teach Islam as a science. But then you see how other people practice it, and it's like, okay, I can see why these brothers practice it like this versus like this because it's beneficial to them. And I took a lot of those teachings, like, you know, I do a jihad every day. I go through jihad every day. It's a spiritual battle between your higher and lower self. That's how they teach it to you, you know. And so me going through jihad every day is like not allowing that impulsive or negative side of me win through different um, experiences that I have through the daily life, you know, that I have in daily life. Like if somebody cut me off or something, I'm about to be yelling and screaming. My lower side want to cuss them out, or somebody say something slick, I'll be like, yeah, whatever, and walk away. My lower side be wanting to check them. You know what I'm saying? So I go through that jihad every day. But when you say it from a religious aspect, that's a holy war. Like the Crips, I mean the Christians and the Islam battling. You know, they talking about some holy war, some physical stuff. I'm talking about some spiritual stuff. So but I would have never knew that if I didn't practice it. I could have read about it all day, but I never know the benefits of it unless I put it in, unless I applied it. And once I did it, I seen the benefits. It became a part of my life that I constantly practice.
I look at it, as both. Like I mean, I always, like me personally, I could speak from from my personal experience, because you know I'm not necessarily the best. I practice it, but every day, every every level you get to, it's a different way. But what I'm saying is that I think is both, for for me, it's like, it's spiritual, but it's also physical, because my lower self, is literally, is literally tied, to the physical, right? Is literally tied, to my physical body, right? So I have to protect that, just as much as I'm protecting, you know, my spiritual self, my higher self, my mentality, right? So I have to do the same thing for the body, because if I don't, right, if I don't, my body going to be disappointed. Just like, if I don't protect, my mentality, my spiritual, my higher self, you know, I'm gonna be disappointed, you know. So to me, I look at it, as both. I think I wasn't alive the other day, and I was, kind of going into it on how, it's always go back, to you know, the chicken and the egg, to uh, you know, basically it's always, a pick and choose, right? Where, it is the battle, is choosing who's going to lose, right, and who's going to win, right? But I'll flip it, I like to flip it, instead of having a battle, I like to have a dance, right? A slow dance, a slow jam, right? Where I flip the D the B into a D, right? So I'm not, battling, my higher self is not battling my lower my higher self is not battling my lower self, but they're having a dance together, right? And that dance is what creating that vibration, that's basically that's keep going, that's going keep on going, because at the end of the day, if you don't have this, that's basically going to create that power that you need. It's like that positive and that negative. As long as you have both of them, you're always gonna have power, right? But if you cut one of them off, you know, you, you doesn't have power. You know what I'm saying? What you have is just, you just have the potential, right, or having power. I think I'm going, long winded with it, but yeah, you got it. I want to hug the mic and stuff like that.
Oh no, that was cool. I had to grab my daughter a bottle anyway. Yeah, so like we got a Native American prophet that my aunt taught me when I was young. You know, she was saying you got a white wolf and a dark wolf inside, and whatever one you feed is gonna be the one that's dominant. And as I got older, practicing that concept, I understood what she was saying. You know, like if you feed one, it's gonna be more dominant than the other one, but then the other one will be starving. And guess what? Eventually, it's gonna attack each other. So you need that balance. You need to
Yeah.
feed both of them because at any point you might need that dark wolf or you might need that white wolf. And if they properly fed, then they're good. But that's the essence of balance because, like I tell people, I got demons inside me, and guess what? I'm at peace with it. I'm at peace with it. I'm not battling with it. Even when I was talking about jihad, it's more or less control versus a battle. But sometimes to be able to control self because of outside influences, it becomes a battle. And I use battle in a I use battle loosely. Right? I use that loosely more in the uh, conflict way because it conflicts with something that I desire to project, or desire to be. It's something opposing my personal will. And I understand most of the things that trigger me are outside impulses. But then I gotta go inside to figure out why it even triggered me in the first place. So even that, just because somebody, as long as somebody ain't trying to physically harm me or physically take something away from me, I'm still maturing and learning how to not allow those things to affect me. But I came a long way. I'm not impulsive no more. I'm definitely not impulsive. But let me answer them in text so too. So I feel like I get bad karma or bad luck from somewhere or from someone. They gave me bad voodoo. I'm gonna say it like this. Like, law of rhythm. Like I can tell you, like even the stories I told, man, I've been through. I had so many bad experiences. I just learned from, you know what I'm saying, and I focus more on the good. Now, I cannot honestly say I had more bad times than good times. I feel I had more good times because I made a lot of those times good. I continuously because I constantly focus on even when negative stuff happening, I still focus on the good and find ways to enjoy life because we only gonna get one. I'm gonna get stuff to enjoy it. But what I'm saying is, whatever we gonna get good at that. That just comes. I would say try not to focus on the negative aspects or negative stuff happening, even if it's happening in concession, right? Try not to just learn from it. Take it as an experience. You know what I'm saying? Keep it moving and just focus on the good. Because I can, even though we had bad things, we don't. If we keep focusing on the bad, that's all we can see coming into our experience and doing bad stuff. It's going to come to early. It's just like it's going to come to bad shit will happen.
Yeah, I think the balance is the only way for real. You know, and again, that's just speaking from experience. for example, I could go into the movie, right? When Morpheus had Neo, and one of them, training system, you know, and while Morpheus was talking to Neo, and Neo was just being distracted, by the woman in the red dress, you know, and then Morpheus stopped and asking Neo, "Are you listening, or you were just looking at the woman in the red dress?" And then he told him to look, and when he looked, it was an agent, with the gun, but it wasn't real, because it wasn't really the Matrix, it was another training program. And then he went on to explain to him, like how there is many people that try to fight the agent, and how uh all of them fail. But he told Neo, where they fail, you will succeed. You know what I'm saying? And he went to explain to him a whole bunch of things. And then Neo, stopped and asked him, "So what are you saying? Are you saying that, I can dodge bullets?" He was like, "Nah, I'm basically saying, when you're ready, you won't have to." You know what I'm saying? So when you have true balance, you know, you won't have to worry about negative, things, happening to the body, because they already, the your negative and your positive, is basically one. They are in harmony with each other. You know what I'm saying? So that and that's something that I practice. You know what I'm saying? I I don't, like I said, I went to you know uh like you know a, a death experience, and and I ain't had to, I ain't had to do nothing for real, I ain't had to dodge nothing, I ain't had to run, all I had to do, is is be myself, is keep the the harmony, between my lower self and my higher self. You know what I'm saying? So and that in itself, cancel, any negative thing that could happen to the, to me, because the negative, and my positive was already one. So there was no division between these two. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't separate these two to, to look at like, okay, look, this is the negative thing. You know what I'm saying? This is how, what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to do some negative thing. You know what I'm saying? And this is the positive thing. Right now I have to put the positive thing, behind me, or whatever the case may be. So there was no division, and it's kind of hard to explain it, in a you know, when it comes to in a verbal way, because it's not really you know uh it's not really into words. This is why most of the sacred knowledge is symbolic. You know what I'm saying? So because it's symbolic, I could try to use certain words to to express it, you know and unless you reach that level, you won't really get it. You know what I'm saying? It was always leave, there is always be room, or loophole, or whatever the case may be. But like I said, symbolically, is basically, is even like my avatar right now. And it's crazy, like I'm speaking about it, it's basically like my avatar right now, how you know it ties into a knot. You know what I'm saying? And I was in, it was a live, I think, I was trying to tell people, like, that's what shoe represent. Shoe basically represent, the scale. What my represent, shoe represent the same thing my represent. You know what I'm saying? But because the Egyptian, school of thought, was one of the earliest form of corruption. So they only have shoe holding up newt, but shoe supposed to be holding up newt on one hand, and holding up gab in on another hand. You know what I'm saying? Which basically symbolize the scale. You know what I'm saying? So
And let me break into you real quick before, I don't want you to get
yeah,
off the one thing I wanted to hit on. Miss Chicago, what up though? Appreciate you, sis. But like what you were saying, Like you can't put it into words how the negative ain't separated from the positive, but you actually can. It's how you apply that concept. That's how you put it into words. Because if something negative happened to you, but you learn from it and it makes you better, was it really negative?
No, it didn't happen to me. That's what I'm trying to
No,
say.
I'm saying that. No, I'm saying in general. If something negative happens to you and you learn a lesson from it and it makes you better, was it really negative?
I mean, it is what it is, though. Like I can't
So
just because I've learned from it. I can't say it wasn't negative. You know what I'm saying?
if you learned and it made a positive impact in your life,
Yeah, it is still negative, but I turn it into a positive, right?
but what I'm saying, in everything that happens negatively, something positive happens. Everything that happened positive, something negative happens within that experience. Just living life, bro. That's what happened. A woman becoming pregnant, right? That's something positive. But look what all the complications she may have: hormone imbalance, postpartum depression. A woman can lose their life having a baby. So
Right.
everything positive comes with a negative aspect, and everything negative comes with a positive aspect. What happens is people don't learn from the experience, so they only get one side of it, even if it's good. Oftentimes, when good things happen, people don't even look at the negative aspect of what's happened, and when they don't, it may be years down the road where they actually feel the effect of it. Like, yeah, this was positive in a moment. Like somebody winning $1 million, right? Think about this. Say somebody win $1 million, never had money in their life. Now they can afford everything that they want, but they not responsible with it because they never had it. They're not educated, so they turn around and blow the money. And what happens? Now they done set up or start living a lifestyle that they can't continuously to afford, and then they have a backslide, and they're in a worse position that they was in now after winning the money than they was before they won it. Or even take it like this: say a person win $1 million, right? A person win $1 million, and they invested and make more money off of it. But the whole time they got people calling them, asking for this, asking for that. So what happens is sometimes you got to cut people off. So you start losing people, but you gaining in other areas. A lot of
See,
times we'll take a loss in life, right? We'll take a loss. We'll have a bad breakup, right? And we don't see the positive effects of that bad breakup until years later. Like, damn, I'm happy I got away from that person because now my life is better. But you may not see the positive effects. You may just feel the negative effects in that moment. But a couple years down the road, now you see the positive effects. I got away from this person, was able to grow as a person. I'm more happier. But in that moment, you don't see that. It's just a negative.
see,
So there's no real.
I'm not looking at it in that sense because I know, all that thing that you just named is dealing with the matrix, right? And when I say dealing with the matrix, I'm also, saying dealing with the metrics, meaning the measuring system, right? Because the matrix is made up of numbers, right? So I know all of that. Like I said, that's what it's dealing with. So what I was talking about is not dealing with the matrix. Is just dealing with just what is. With just what is.
But that's what I was just talking. That everything you said, I just said it a different way. You literally just said there's no separation of negative and positive, and that's what I just explained. That's
Yeah, but
that's all I just said.
We use the matrix. That's what I was saying. I said they said I could try to explain it, but it's still gonna, if I wasn't, on a level enough to grasp to get what you're saying, the point that you are making with it, right? It wouldn't make sense to me. But because I'm on a level, to get what you were saying, because I was already saying it, without saying it, right? But like I said, with somebody that's not on that level, right, where they can see beyond the matrix, right, like Neo, right, where they can see, where they can literally see, right, Like they wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you can't explain it to me, but to a lot of people, that's not on the level. Like I said, it's not making sense because, like I was saying, it's not. It's not verbal. It's just dealing with what is though. You know, and I'm not saying what you're not saying is make what you see the way you break it down. It make perfect sense. You know, it make perfect sense. But I was just letting you know that I could try to do the same thing, or even my own way. I could break it down too, right? With using words, using concept, right? That people already used to, right? Like things like as above, so below, like certain things, right? I could use, right, and go in deeper into it. But like I said, it's still, you know, a loophole because there is no specific concept, right, in the matrix that's basically, uh that's basically tying both of them together. Is only letting you
Time,
know,
hold on, time what? To, I'm not understanding that part. There's
tying
nothing.
tying the negative and the positive. What this concept
The
doing, this concept
experience.
letting you know, this concept letting you know, as above so below. It's not letting you know, it's not giving you a concept, right, that basically equal to both of them at the same time, right? Is the concept is from one to another. You get what I'm saying? It's from one to another. The concept is not giving you both of them at the same time, like how Morpheus give had both pill in front of Neo, and Neo had the option to choose. We know which pill. Like I said, the concept, that exists, within the matrix. Neo ain't had that choice within the matrix where he had to go ahead and pick and say, look, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. No, in the matrix, he had to get out, right? Every time they was after him, he had to get out. He had to, until when he finally was ready, like Morpheus told him, right? When he was ready and he ain't had to do this no more, right? And that's when it was the matrix was over. But like what I'm trying to tell you, right? If you have time, if you go literally like go on my page, right? There is a video that I post, right? That I think have you seen the movie Flight Club,
Mm-hmm.
right? Basically, the guy, right? His other version of himself, right? Which is everything that he could ever possibly be, was the version that was teaching him how to be that, right? And that version, and he had to learn that he's not the money that he's making, right? He's not the job, he's not nothing that he over here trying to be perfect about. Stop trying to be perfect, stop trying to be other that. He had to let go everything that he think he know, even when he was in the car with the guy, right? Because none of that is dealing with what is. All of that is dealing with with the illusion of you have the choice. That's all it is. It's just giving you the illusion you have the choice between this and that. But when you, like I said, with just what is, it's not even a choice. It just is what is, right?
I mean, what I'm lost. To be honest, like it's like it's like you jump from one concept to another. So I mean, I understand like what exists is just what exists. We are what we are. But at the same time, like we can determine what we desire to be. Like you said, the other version of himself was teaching him. He wasn't aware of he can be this. So the
Because he
other
was under the
aspect of him,
illusion. He was under the illusion of he had to get a job, right? He had to be
yeah,
perfect for society. He had to do this. He had to do that. All of that was an illusion. Same thing with Neo. He was under the illusion of the Matrix until he was ready and realized that no,
and,
like that's what
but
I'm saying, and that's what we're dealing with today, right now. Everything that we're
but
dealing with right now is just an illusion of choices, of doing this
and
and that, of negative and positive, right and wrong, left or right. And I'm saying when you finally learn to practice that, you won't have to worry about none of the things that you ever worry about.
Yeah, I don't worry about nothing. Like the hardest thing I think for people to do is to be in the moment. I don't think people can be in the moment. People are constantly thinking of something in the present. I mean, something in the past or something in the future. That's where most people' minds are, is in the past and the future. No, a lot of people, is a skill to actually be in the moment, to be observant and aware of what's actually going on right now. People do things like read books just to shift from that thinking of past or present. People do activities to be in the moment, you know. That's how they focus. But just being by themselves and not being able to do that, you never really know what thoughts are yours or what was the thoughts were influenced by outside entities. So, like, even talking about indoctrination, you know, most people don't know why they believe in what they believe in. That's why I tell people, to me, belief is a process, but people use it as an end all be all, you know, and I think that's where people become stagnant. They become stagnant in
Yeah.
believing in things that they can't even understand or explain because somebody told them or because it's always been this way. They make those justifications, and that's all they are, is justification. Just because something been away for so long don't mean it's right.
Yeah, I think it go to one of the live Gary did, with being content. I think when people are being content with, with a belief, you stop in your growth, right? Because I think I like to say, a belief to me, I look at it as a door, right, in front of my house. I don't just can't get in front of my house and just standing there, right? I open the door, and get in. And when I'm about to get out, it's the same thing. I don't just get in front of the door and just standing right there. I open the door and get out. And I think it's the same thing with belief. You know what I'm saying? A lot of time people know how to get, in certain beliefs, and people don't know how to get out of it because they trying to basically make a U-turn, you know, when in reality is a one way. Like you just have to keep on going and it's going to lead you to the other end, you know once you go through, it's like being born, right? Once you're born, you can't go back, through that, through what you came from, right? You can't go back to, so when for example, like, when Jesus said, until you become like a child, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. you know it's not telling you like you have to go back, become like a child, and get back, into your mother's womb, and none of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a one way. Once you come in, to get out, is to keep going. That's the only way you get out. Is not making a U-turn and thinking you can go back, into your mother's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Tech, so I would have to ask you this, bro.
Right.
Um, Identify why it's important for you to have closure.
For me to
I
have
would,
closure,
I like, cause me personally, I don't care about closure.
me
It's
neither.
like, yeah, once I learned, but it might be important for you, but if you identify why you need closure, I think it'll settle that feeling that you got, because you might realize you really don't need closure.
I don't.
But I would identify. Oh no, I was talking to McTay, so he made a statement in the chat.
Oh,
You know, yeah, he made a statement in the chat. Because a lot of times, uh, even a person telling you why they did something, it still ain't gonna make the situation okay or better, right? It is. I would ask myself is closure the only thing? Like, even if they give you what explanation of what they did will make you feel better about the situation, and you know the person better than me. You know, will they even be truthful to you? You know, or even if they told you why, will it make the situation better? If not, then you have to evaluate how important closure is. You know, and you have to evaluate how important it is because sometimes, and I've learned that like I wanted closure one time, and then when I heard it, nothing they said would have made me feel better. So after that, I was like, man, I'm straight. I don't really need to know. You know,
That's
people
what
just go do what they do, and
I'm gonna do. What I do.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
yep, I would definitely question that though.
Yeah, I think I think that's coming. That's coming from being open, right? The cycle, not closing. Instead, like you just said, once you realize that can't nothing they said to you, could change anything, or change the situation. You say, man, I'm gonna go ahead and close that chapter. you know so you close that chapter and give yourself closure. you know and I think a lot of time people they're waiting for people to come back and close the chapter for them instead of closing it themselves. Because I mean, when I say they're waiting for them to come back, is they're thinking when that person come back, they're gonna close it. But when they come back, you actually gonna close it yourself. They're coming back and showing you that you have to close it yourself. You know what I'm saying? But if you realize that, you're the one that's gonna, close it yourself, you don't have to wait for them. You can just do it right now. Which is what, I did, in my case, that I've had that happen to me, where you know uh certain females you know ghost me. You know what I'm saying? Or or they did certain things to me, and I wanted them, and I knew what happened, and I wanted them to, you know, to to basically letting me know, why they did that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they it showed me. That's why this situation showed me, like, okay, after they come back, for ghosting me, or after they come back, after they tell me why they did to me, whether they was being truthful or not, I had to close the chapter. you know so so what I learned over time is that, is what you just said. you know is realizing that, no matter what they say, I'm gonna have to close it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's certain things that you can't come back from, like I was just saying earlier. Like being born. you know you can't come back from that. You can't touch the earth and be like, "Mm, oh man, I ain't think it was gonna be like that. I'm finna go back into my mother's womb, and made my way back, to my dad, to the egg, to my dad, whatever. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but these come.
Commander, what up, nine?
Oh, you got it.
My bad. The minister, the general, the fences in a building. What up, nine?
Shout out to Commander.
Yeah, closure. I mean, some people need it though. Well, I just found like I'm straight, but we had to identify the why. Is we know the what. This is what's happening, but once you start identifying why things happening, then that's when you're able to adjust or do something about it. And I mean, I've been in relationships where, like I said, I wanted to know why, but once I figured out, like, man, it ain't gonna make me feel better, no matter what they say. So I just move on. I just move on. That's it. This is the one great thing about y'all single men out there. Check this out. There's more women than men in the world. So
Hey, bro, I just made a post, earlier, I said, I'm not in a relationship, I'm not in jail, you know, I'm not in the hospital, I'm not in a casket, you know, thank God for another day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people, look at, being in a relationship or being single, as something to pursue or as something, whether is good or bad, either way, if if you just be thankful, man. If you're in a relationship, be thankful you're in a relationship. you know if you're single, be thankful you're single, because either way, that teaches you something. You know what I'm saying? It teaches you something.
That's just living with gratitude, bro.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the good things that happen. I'm grateful for the bad things that happen. I'm just grateful. I get the opportunity to experience. I learned to get there in life.
Person, I'm just after the pursuit of life. A lot of people are after the pursuit of happiness, the pursuit of love, the pursuit of going to heaven, you know the pursuit of getting a degree. You know what it is? You know what I'm saying? I'm just pursuing life for real. you know 'Cause that's the goal. All the things that people, even the people that pursue in heaven, they pursue in heaven because they want eternal life. you know so it still ties, or lead them back to life. They just don't know how to have eternal life right here. you know so they think, one way to pursue it, is through heaven. You know what I'm saying? Which is a religious concept. It's not a life concept. you know it's a religious concept. It's a belief, and you have to go through that belief. You have to go through that door and open that door, you know and get in, or so you could get out on the other end.
By you saying that, let me ask you this question: what is life?
You see
Like
what
what?
is life?
Yeah, like when you say pursuing life, like what is life?
Life is the spark, that's basically keeping me, that's basically keeping this body, you know unify, you know with everything else, or with the way the body, is, right. The say the same thing that's keeping the trees growing, right. The same thing that's keeping me going is the same thing that's keeping the trees going, the animals, right. The plants, right. That spark, that's within everything, right. That's to me, that's life.
So when you say, like when you say you're pursuing life, how does that look? Like what are you doing or practicing that, like when you say, like what does that mean? Like pursuing life? Because like you gave descriptions, like people pursuing a degree, people pursuing heaven. So, but when you say life, like can you explain that to the people, like what that look like?
To me, that's again, that's keeping the thing, what's inside of me, what's keeping me, what's keeping me going, right. uh that's why I say again, that's why earlier when I was talking, I said, it's the best way to express it, is symbolically. You know what I'm saying? Because it wouldn't make sense, you know even if I could try to find certain words, you know what I'm saying, to try to make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? But to me personally, the best way, I feel, is symbolically. So, again, so is what's keeping me, alive, breathe, breathing, what the thing that makes me, think, the thing that's makes me wake up, and say, oh man, I want to do this, man, I want to do that, man, I'm thinking about that, man, I'm grateful. I don't know why I'm grateful for, but I'm just grateful that I am. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's life. Wake, like I said, just open it, go outside, right? And I could just breathe, like, right? I could just breathe in, I could just breathe out. I feel like, uh, I didn't, appreciate that before. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just, it's like I was just, basically, I was just, basically being distracted by everything, that's I thought that I was supposed to be, after, you know. It wasn't until, I almost, it wasn't until, I almost lose that. And I realized that's all I have. I realized that everything that I was going after, everything that I thought I was supposed, to pursue or supposed to have, you know, these all of that don't really mean nothing. The only thing that's really matter, right, is what's keep me going, is what makes me able to speak right now, right? Is what makes me able, to look at my dad and be like, right, I'm proud of you, I'm thankful, right? What makes me look at my mom, what makes me look at my daughter, right? So again, like I said, I couldn't, I can't really explain it, but I just know what it is, because it keeps me going. Even though I use a lot of words, to try to explain it, but I know it doesn't make, it's not really making sense, because words can't really, explain it. It's in my heart, it's in my mind, it's all in my body, it's not with words, right? It's not Life. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you said. Like when I say, uh, I'm here to expand consciousness. I'm just give you a description, like when we say, "What's our purpose?" You know what I'm saying? Like if I was to say that, if somebody was to ask me, like, "What's my purpose?" I'd be like, I'm here to expand consciousness and resonate to a level where I can reach that Christ consciousness, and then I go through like how I go about it, right? Like you were saying, like you was explaining gratitude, you know. So it's different things that I practice, that helps me resonate or expand consciousness. It's different information I acquire and apply, and it enhances my way of thinking, and I share that. And if people resonate or pick up, then I'm constantly expanding. Constantly, if I can get somebody to question something, then I'm changing. I'm not even gonna say changing, but if I can get somebody to question something, then I'm expanding consciousness, because answers only come with questions. Right? A lot of people don't question things; they just do it. But by questioning it, you get an answer. So that's what I was talking about. Like because I was just interested in the concept. Like when you were saying, I'm pursuing life, so I was trying to understand um, like how do you go about pursuing life? Like what are some of the things you do? You know what I'm saying, to achieve that goal of pursuing life. Commander, what up, man?
What up now? Much love and respect.
Hi, what up, nines? Word, Naga, chat, where you at?
Chat, where you at?
Go on, I'm here, I'm listening.
Oh no, I was looking through, man. I did so many videos. I feel like it was an alternate version of me doing them. I don't even remember some of like the titles and stuff. I'm looking at them like, damn, I did this. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
that's normal. That's normal. Especially if you're going on like so many times, like, yeah, you start to not know what you did already. Or you kind of know you maybe hit the subject, but you're not sure.
yeah. I got 602 videos, and mind you, at the beginning of the year, I erased 500 plus videos, and I still get 602. When I was trying to get remonetized, I erased over 500. I had at that time so I did 400 videos from the time I erased them, because I think I had like 201 when I got done erasing them, and now I'm
Yeah,
back
that's a
up
lot
to
of videos.
602. Yeah.
But I just want to say this right word, right? Like I use gratitude, to basically point towards what I'm pointing. That's basically that's in me, that's in the tree, that's in kind of everything, but I feel like people could be thankful for everything. I think people get a college degree and they be thankful for that. Gratitude. I got it. You know what I'm saying? People be thankful. You know, they end up being in the NBA, right? They end up being successful as an artist, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot
Mhm.
of things people give, or even somebody in the street, that have a lot of money, right? Or that been in the street for so long, they never get caught up, right? They could be, thankful for that. You know what I'm saying? Because they see so many people, right? They ain't reach that level. You know what I'm saying? So that's that's why before I even start to go towards gratitude, and I point towards like how the only thing that I felt like I truly have is my is myself. You know what I'm saying? Is the thing that's keep me going. You know what I'm saying? That make me breathe. You know what I'm saying? That make me vibrate, right? That make me be able to think. I realize that's the only thing I truly have. They say most people don't appreciate what they have until they lose it, right? And I was very fortunate, you know, to appreciate what I had before I lose it. You get what I'm saying?
I definitely do. When you said I did a couple of videos, I don't know where they at. I got to put this stuff in playlist. Yeah, I definitely get. But I did a couple videos on gratitude, just like living, some of the benefits that the ways I benefited from living in gratitude. I didn't, I stopped writing that book. I got to pick that back up. I was writing an ebook on how to manipulate. I got all the research that I wanted to put in there. Man, it take a lot, especially when you're using sources. You got to properly citate and source things, or you can get sued. I ain't trying to get sued, and I ain't trying to steal nobody else's
No, this is a
intellectual
book.
property.
Your channel is like a book.
Yeah, that's how. It's some things that kind of derailed me. But that's what I was doing with that philosophy of the word. I was introducing different philosophies that I live by, and then I was going to put it in one playlist, and then I was going to combine it into like one video. This was a really good show. If anybody want to understand occultism, well, it was just like the origins, the original origins. Like I take it back when they stole the shit from Egypt. They took a lot of the shit from Egypt, man. Arrogance versus confidence. That was a good show too.
What that show was about? The one that I see you had on the far right with the wings.
The 42 ideas of my aunt, how I practice them,
Mm.
or blind worship. Which one?
Nah, exactly the one you pointed to. It said
Uh,
42 law or mad.
I did that twice. I actually did that twice. Both of them get good views, over 200 for both of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. And the one you said with gratitude too. Definitely gonna check them
I'm
out.
still looking. I probably
Yeah, it's a
passed it
big
and
one.
didn't notice it.
YouTube should have a way, where you could just, search, a title for your video. You could just type
I
keyword
think you,
and
I think you can. I just don't know how to do it. I think you can. I just don't know how to do it.
It's
This
like
was
when
actually
people.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
go
Go ahead.
ahead.
This
No,
was
go for it.
actually a good. This was a good one too. Stop creating portals. And I was saying how your actions open you up to different experiences.
For sure.
I was
And a
gonna
lot of
say like
people be
people complaining about like going to work instead of being grateful that they have a job.
Mm-hmm.
for sure. But yeah, with the portal thing, a lot of people, they create so many portals, they trap in it like a maze. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they trap themselves.
I don't remember that one.
Which one?
Portals. The portals.
Portal.
I don't think I remember that.
The Demons Within was a good one too. I enjoyed that one. I was just talking shit on that one. Dang. I don't see it. I know I had to pass it. I know it wasn't a year ago. But I did. I think I did it a couple times. I know I did this a couple times. Ain't no such thing as a black community. First time I did it, boy, they was going in on me. And I'm like, there's a difference between hearing and listening. Like people can't comprehend. You had like I say, ain't no such thing as black community. Oh, you don't like black people? Nah, bro. I'm telling you why. Like it's a fucking illusion, bro. That shit don't even make sense. All black people in America didn't come from the same lineage. We don't have the same culture, but we all trying to lump ourselves up to the same thing and wonder why the shit don't work because you got too many different people in the fucking group. They got different agendas and different. No, just get with your tribe and you can work with other tribes. That's how it always been. That's how it always will be. Everybody's just split up into tribes. Just because we all melanated don't mean we need to be standing next to each other.
Facts.
That
Yeah,
shit
it's
just
just like the Latinos. They're not all the same. They're all very
no, man.
different.
Like the Middle Easterns, right? You call my wife Lebanese or Chaldean or something like that, she gonna fucking snap. Even though they all Middle Eastern, nah,
I like
they
the Chaldean
different, man.
people.
And then even though they have subgroups, she a Syrian. They got the Bizneta and the Saraya. It's two different tribes of the Syrian people. That's how it always been. So, like, if you talk about you got all these people from Africa and brought them over here, they didn't all come from the same tribe in Africa. Or if you say we was already here, we wasn't all in the Native American tribes. We was all a different tribe. And it was a reason we was in different tribes because we didn't get along with every fucking body.
So, does the language your wife's family speak, is it Farsi or no?
Is it who?
Farsi?
Nah, I don't think so. You talk about the dialect?
Yeah, the language.
It's Assyrian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but even Assyrian, they has different dialects. Like I never heard them call it that. I just heard them call it northern, southern. Like this, they have a northern dialect and then they have a southern dialect. That's like Blackfoot's. Like, um, it was four tribes of Blackfoots, but they only um accepted two tribes because the other two tribes was a warrior class and they would start to be wiped out. But we had a different dialect. Like I can understand a lot of what Blackfoot people saying, but it's a different dialect than what I speak.
I was gonna say that's two things black people don't have. They don't have a language. They don't have a land.
That's not true. They just don't know it. That's not true.
You mean like Black Americans?
Nah, I'm just talking because I don't know a language that's after black. Like how you see how we just go with the Assyrian people, and I mean and they speak Assyrian. You know, you could go to different people. They typically in general name after the country and the language. After the people or with the country also. You know, but when it comes to black people, it's not like that. Like there is no black land, or black country. And
That's because their identity
yeah,
was stripping. I mean, they got stripped Well, I'm gonna say we got stripped of our identity, and when that occurred, you
Language.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could hear you now. You kind of went out.
Oh, I was switching mics. Stoic, what up, though? What can y'all
What
improve
up, Stoic?
is the motto. That's what it is. That's the mantra, brother. That's the mantra. That's the way of life. Make that a way. The more you practice it, bro, it's gonna be your way of life. It ain't gonna be no motto. It ain't gonna be. It's just gonna be what you do. That's just what you ain't even have to tell yourself to do. You just gonna naturally do it. Just keep practicing. But like I still have my family lineage, so I know my people were here. You know, at least my mother's father's people, right? I know they were here. You
Were
know,
they black?
we were Blackfoot Indians. Well, we call ourselves we didn't call ourselves Blackfoot. That's how they describe it. But yeah, we were indigenous. You know, we copper colored people. You know,
So
so
you
we
Indian.
was always here.
So you
We
Indian.
never we ain't call ourselves Indian. That's what I mean. I talk like that to communicate with people, but we never called ourselves Indian, Native American. We never called ourselves indigenous. We got our own tribe name. That's who we are.
So
You
what's the
know,
name? So
Canoosh.
what did y'all call yourself?
Like there's a masculine form and there's a feminine form. So the male, the Kanuaha.
Kanua
Okay.
how?
Kanuaha.
Kanuaha?
Yeah, means from the land. So when we described ourselves, we always said we was from the land. But that goes back into the creation story of why we even describe ourselves like that. And that's why I said like all these creation stories are similar because even in our creation story, it was a being that came down and um, molded us from the dirt and blew life into it. Well, it didn't blow life, but put a seed inside of it. It was a seed instead of blowing life. It was a spark or a seed.
Hmm.
And that's over here in indigenous lands. That ain't got nothing to do with no Western or no Eastern. All that shit was that's native. And even if you go into like the Hopi Indians, they got a similar story where they get a seed put in them. A lot of the Native American stories is what's equivalent to a seed, which is the spark of life. But we were fashioned and molded from the land.
Hmm.
But when you have a people that their history, everything was taken in slavery. Everybody ain't come over here on no boat. I'm not saying people didn't come over on boats. I'm just saying the way they told you that shit is virtually fucking impossible. That shit don't even make sense. You
Yeah, I
gonna put
think.
all these fucking people on a boat? Hell no. The motherfuckers would have even with like we they didn't even have penicillin back then. The motherfuckers shitting and pissing on each other, getting infections and shit. The whole damn cattle would have. And then when you get over here, they gonna be too sick to work. You gonna have to heal them up before you can put them in the field. That shit don't even make sense. They got bodies on top of bodies on top of bodies. No, man.
No, I don't think. I don't think that happened. I think from the I think from the from the year probably like the thousands to the 1400, right? I think there was a reconstruction that took place. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I think they move a lot of people from here. They move them to the Caribbean. A lot of people from the Caribbean they move them here. A lot of people from the South. They move them to North. A lot of people from North. So I think there was a lot of you know uh moving take place. With weather control. And warfares. And stuff like that. And I think it took us time to adapt, through our generations, what I'm saying, to become immune, to to what certain people came over here with. But I think at first we had to evacuate certain area, kind of like the animals do. If there is a storm, if there is
Migration.
something, yeah, that's going to fuck with the species. The animals, they're going to migrate to a certain areas. A lot of them going to die. And some of them going to survive. Where they become immune to it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's kind of what took place here. That create the confusion. That create the confusion that that got going on. I don't think
But
we came from.
only,
Go
only
ahead.
thing you do is read history, and you'll see where they start reclassifying people as different things. That's all you gotta do. Just look through history.
What up,
Yeah,
Nefertiti?
yeah.
Stoic, Bond,
Nefertiti, what up, sis? Bond in the building, what up, Bond?
Bond, yeah, Dee Mentexo,
Then Texo,
Yeah,
Melanie.
shout out to Nefertiti. uh
What
Stoic.
up, though?
and my boy Stoic.
Mm-hmm.
That
Bond.
man, that man, I like to see and hear people like pick up on concepts, like they actually gaining something. And him, just even this conversation,
Stoic.
he's showing exactly what I'm saying by practicing. He acquired knowledge and then he applied it and he see the benefit. That's what happened in life, man. That's why I say people, I don't know, it's just weird to me how people acquire knowledge and just use it to regurgitate. Like just to say it. Just to like that shit wow. Like why not apply it and see the benefits of it? And you may be able to restructure it to make it work better for other people. That's how everything works. Think about the wheel, bro. That shit was wooden at first. Now they got rubber and metal and shit. They got spinning hubcaps. Can you imagine the first person who made the wheel seeing how it evolved into what it is now?
I
But
think
if
a,
people didn't apply that knowledge of how the wheel was even, concept, they wouldn't have been able to improve.
I think a lot of
Stoic said,
people use.
mm-hmm.
I think a lot of
Sorry.
people use knowledge. My bad. Go ahead, Commander.
Well, Stoic had a lot of knowledge already, and then he's
Oh
gaining
yeah,
more knowledge. And then you know what? Sometimes we need motivation. Like we have knowledge, but sometimes we're lacking motivation, and we can motivate
and
one another.
and
Mm-hmm.
and that's even like tapping into to each other, like tapping into the wisdom and knowledge of other people. That shit is so fucking beautiful because Philip said so many things over the time he was here that I knew it, but I got a different perception, so I was able to utilize it. Like these words, bro, they can do. If you understand the concept of words, you can do so much with it because people try to use and utilize as synonymous, but it's not. That's like taking a knife, right? What was the knife for? The original knife was made to cut people, right? Stab stuff. Then they start cutting up their food. You got people who use knives to whittle. You know what I'm saying? They utilize it. So something is made for a purpose, but it can be used for various things. And that's where creativity comes from. And that's how we fashion more ideas is by utilizing things. 755, what up, sis? I ain't see you. I ain't see you, my bad.
755. What up, though?
I think that's one of the things that that's I'm challenging myself to do. It's kind of get certain dictionaries, right, and kind of studies like certain words, concept, in context, how they being used, in the English language, because a lot of time we speak English, but you know, it's on a very surface level. You know what I'm saying? So is and this is the very reason why even the courthouse, they speak English, but there's a lot of words that being used that we don't know what they mean. That to the point we need a lawyer. No, I'm not saying everybody. So obviously some people represent themselves. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the vast majority, you know it went over their head. You know what I'm saying? Because we surface level with the language. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things I'm challenging myself to do. Because I feel like a lot of time I'm just going by, like literally what's in my heart, you know. And a lot of time also I'm thinking, I'm not even thinking in English, you know. A lot of time I'm thinking in Creole, right?
As
Which
long
is
as you're
which is
thinking.
say that again.
I said, as long as you're thinking, it's all
Right. So,
good.
which is a dialect of the Taino language. So I'm thinking in that language, right? And then I'm translating it, in English for me to express a thought, you know. So, and like I said, the way, what's in my heart, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to find, the best way to express that thought, and a lot of time people like, man, you just making this shit up. That's not even the right way. That's not even this and that, and people end up debating my thought, you know what I'm saying? Instead of like, but I'm saying a lot of time people get caught up in the mess instead of getting the message.
I would suggest get an etymology dictionary and get a black law dictionary. Those
Hmm.
two those two books, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I studied etymology in college. That's where I got exposed to it. But yeah, because you see the different ways a word evolves throughout history, how it was presented, and like you said, even a lot of law terms are Latin terms. So if you don't understand the concept of Latin and just understand what it means in English, then you'll be lost in thought. So
Hmm.
like Black Law Dictionary is built, the etymology dictionary, just understanding the origin of the word and how it was conceived. That's like I was telling people like psychology, the original term of psychology meant study of the soul. It had nothing to do with consciousness or the way or behavior or the way people think. No, they were studying the soul, and that transformed over time. Like university, that started off as study of the universe, and now it's an institution of higher learning. So you get to see the way things were, the way words or concepts were transformed throughout the years, and also, what's the other name of that book? There, go downstairs. It's in my office. But
So break that down for me, bro. Because
mhm.
I get that a lot, right? Break that down for me. Like a lot, I would talk, right? I would say certain things, right? And people would tell me like, I get what you're saying, bro, but I don't agree with it. Like, can you break that down?
I mean, you can comprehend what someone is like. You want me to break down like that phrase you just said? I get what you're
Like,
saying, but I don't agree with.
why most people, they tell me like they get what I'm saying, but they just don't agree with it, with what I'm saying or how I'm saying it.
Good
Why do
night,
you think like
755.
Have
right?
a good one, 755. Appreciate you, sir.
Why do you think is that?
I mean, like I comprehend a lot of what people say, but the reason I like I'm gonna just use myself as an example, not you, or I'm gonna use the concept, but I'm gonna apply it to myself, right? So, like comprehending what someone thought is just simply understanding what they're trying to convey. Now, if you agree with it or not, that's something different. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you can comprehend or understand what someone is saying, but that don't necessarily means that you agree with it. It could be for a couple various reasons, right? What they can be saying is wrong, or what they could be saying don't apply to you, right? Um, so it's various reasons. But like, if somebody said they don't agree with you and they don't understand, I will be more objective towards that versus somebody understanding but not agreeing. 'Cause there's a lot of people they probably don't understand or agree with me, but um, it
I
it
try
can
to
be
understand everyone.
Yeah.
But not everyone's
See,
gonna accept it like you're trying to convey it. Like everyone will accept what you're saying in
yeah.
their own way, or not
And
at
a
all.
lot of and a lot of times that's because they're just not aware or have experience in what you're saying. You know, sometimes I mean, if people ain't aware or have experience in something, then it might sound foreign to them.
Oh yeah,
You know, like
absolutely.
I mean, so and that's why, like, even like words, right? What most people, like, most people just know the definition of word. They don't know the operation of the word, how the word applies. Because, like, when you look at the definitions, you'll see a definition for a word, but then you'll see it as a noun, and the concept ain't completely changed, but it differs from the definition. Or you'll see it as a verb or as an adjective, and all those have different meanings because it's the way it's applied. And most people don't understand that. You'll have a word that means something, have a regular definition, but when you apply it to something like philosophy or science, it'll have a different meaning.
Hmm.
So sometimes people use words out of, that's why I'll be saying people use words out of context a lot. Or they use words that's similar. That's why I try to understand the context of what people saying. You know,
I do that a
if I
lot.
can
I do
under,
that a lot. Sometimes I do it purposely. Sometimes I just do it, without even knowing that I'm doing it. But sometimes I purposely, use a word out of context, because I'm pushing the boundary, right? I'm pushing I'm breaking the spelling, right? Of the Because people don't know that, you know that's why I asked the question, why do you think, you know why do I get that a lot? Because I feel like, when people go into this spelling, people are trapped into this spelling. It's like the portal that, the video portal that you was talking about, right? You point out, and I automatically went and said, right, I felt like a lot of people will open this portal, right? And they would trap themselves in all of this portal, like a maze, like the Maze Runner, right? That movie, right? So they get trapped in all these things, so they can't get out of it. And I feel like it's the same way with these words and concept of these words, because people don't know that spelling is spelling. you know People don't know that spelling is spelling. This is why these things they broadcasting all over. You know what I'm saying? The English, I mean, all over the language, they are being broadcasting. You know what I'm saying? So,
Broadcasted or brainwashed?
but it's the
no,
same thing, because it is oh man, let me not get into that, because
no,
it's gonna be a whole nother thing, a whole. But yeah, I get what you're saying, and I agree. These brainwash them, of their natural selves, or how they could move freely through things. Now they think that they gotta go a certain way. They think that they gotta do this, they gotta do that. So it become an obligation for them, instead of you know I just choose, to do that. You know what I'm saying? So they're literally under these things, they they are literally understanding these things by standing under these things, right? So I think that people are under spell by understanding how to spell.
I'm gonna use the example you just got to answer your question or to show you what I was talking about. Like when you said sometimes you use words out of context, right?
Hmm.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't agree. And the reason I don't agree is because what works for me is effective communication. You see what I'm saying? So I understand why you do it and how it works for you. But the reason I don't agree because I have a different concept. So it's not saying my way is better than yours or nothing. It's just saying my way is different.
Mm.
Just that in itself, when you say you understand, that in a way is out of context, Because in the court of law, when they ask you, do you understand? They're not, they're not really asking you, do you comprehend what was conveyed to you? They're literally telling you, like, are you standing under these things, right? That was being said to you.
Right,
Like,
right.
are you being bound to these things that was being said to you? You get what I'm saying? So,
I get what you're saying.
But in the like, if you look up the in the Black Law Dictionary, if you look at the word understand, it would say being aware. So when they say, "Do you understand what they saying?" Like in the court of law, are you aware of what is being said?
say that again.
So understand means in the Black Law Dictionary, it means awareness,
That's
right?
that's
So
that's probably one definition.
in the Black Law Dictionary,
Yeah, I'm saying that's one definition, but you have
no,
to
I'm saying
understand
that that's
these
how they
words have
apply it.
multiple definitions.
No, I know
Do you
what you're
think
saying, but when you use the court of law, like the word understand means aware.
Right.
Like
Like I
when they
said, I
using it
agree.
in court. Yeah.
But not in the lower court. In the law, in the dictionary, it mean that. But is multiple definition for that in that same dictionary. Just like the word black, right? In that when you're looking at it, in the Black Law Dictionary, right? It means different things to the point where it means evil. Under one of the definition is evil.
I was kind of thinking like what Naga was saying is kind of like how when you were teaching us about sacrifice, it's really like the way we should be thinking about words, certain words that we use. That's kind of what I was thinking he means.
Yeah. Well, no, but I totally understood what you were saying, but I was telling them like what is the definition. Like I got they got a free PDF. I didn't know they had a free PDF. I actually got the eighth edition of the Black Law Dictionary. But in it, awareness, and I asked because my uncle's a lawyer, and I was talking to him about uh, different cases, and he was breaking different words down, like, well, what this word mean. We was talking about that Young Thug trial, and it was like when Little Woody was on the stand, it was certain words the lawyer was saying that it
But
was
regardless what they
tying
use
words.
in court, if they use in court comprehend, do you understand, do you overstand? No matter what word they use, you're still going to be bound by the law in the court.
Yeah, that's the operation of the word. So you have a definition, you have a function.
Right.
How
And
this and most people, like even in court, it's not really about the definition, it's more about the function of the word.
yeah, but yeah,
Does that make sense?
these lawyers have their
That
allegiance
made
to the
sense.
courthouse. You know that, right?
They have their
So
what?
what?
The I say allegiance. They have the they basically
Oh,
you
yes.
know they basically bound to the courthouse. They
Yeah.
can't violate certain things. Because they will lose their license. You know what I'm saying? And now they won't be a lawyer no more, right? So they have to be in accordance with the courthouse.
Yeah.
So it's certain things they can't reveal and cannot reveal. I'm not saying that is your uncle. Of course, it's certain things that of course he's gonna let you know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying for his own, for his own sake. You know what I'm saying? It's certain thing he couldn't tell you even if he wanted to.
Are you talking about like loopholes and trickery stuff
No,
that happens?
Yeah, like how he probably would get away, with certain things. Like he couldn't let nobody know how could to get away with that because he couldn't get away with that because he technically he's a part of the courthouse, right?
huh?
Now I'm
Yeah,
saying
like okay,
go
no,
ahead.
you're right. You're right because
No, I'm not understanding what was.
okay, I think what he's talking about is like for example, there's a thing where if all like jurors agree to like acquit someone, I forgot what it's called, but I remember that people were trying to write it on sidewalks and make jurors aware,
Yeah,
and
yeah, you
they were
can't.
being shut down. They were being shut down.
I mean, that's. I mean, but that's. What is that called? I know what you said, but it's when
I
during
forgot
a
what it's called
trial,
right now.
you
But like they
can't.
didn't want the people to know.
That's because it's an ongoing trial. You can't divulge certain information while the trial is ongoing. So after the trial, like you'll see lawyers too much speaking, right? Especially when trial ongoing, and most of the
Well, but
lawyers,
it's nothing
uh,
like it's nothing pertaining to the case. It's just it's an actual law that jurors can use. They can exercise that, but they don't want us knowing that.
Yeah, the lawyers can use that to get themselves out of trouble.
Watch, I could look it up. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a thing. And they don't want the people knowing that if all the jurors agree, they could literally just like forgive the person for their whatever they're up against, and they'll walk free.
Hmm. Yeah,
Watch, I'll look it up. I'll come back.
it's a reason why. And when it comes to certain things like the judge will call both the lawyer and the prosecutor, right? In the in the back or in a certain particular area, and discuss certain things, in private, and then they could come back, in the courthouse, you know what I'm saying, and have and continue the process because there was an agreement that's already took place, behind, where how this thing gonna go, right? And then they'll come out and act it out.
is I would, say, uh,
Okay, I found it. It's called jury nullification. That means the jury can acquit someone even when all the evidence points to them being guilty. Even if the judge can point to the person being guilty, the jurors can legally acquit them by using jury nullification. But they don't be teaching that to people and they don't want people knowing.
I didn't know that. I guess he's out now. People know it now. If he's out, if people know it, but I didn't know that.
I saw it on YouTube, people trying to let jurors know in a way where it's because the public sidewalk is public sidewalk and you can write on the sidewalk with chalk as long as it's something washable, they can't arrest you for it. But they, sometimes people do get arrested, illegally arrested. And that's what some of them were doing. They were writing in chalk. That way the jurors could be like, what does that mean? And then they could look it up and then they could see that, hey, you can actually acquit this person if y'all agree you can do this. Just like
okay,
the
you
one dude
see,
that with the healthcare, what's his name, Luigi. There's a lot of people that are kind of like on his side. They think like it was justified what he did, taking the CEO's life.
To me, it make perfect sense because a lot of people with money, they don't really have they don't really have to be get convicted. They when there is a reason these high paying lawyers is a reason why they high paid lawyers. Like they will get you out of everything, anything for real.
Yeah, a
With the
lot of times.
cooperation of the judges. They know how to cooperate with the judges. So once you pay them the money that you pay. You gotta pay. Everybody get their fair share. And you walk free.
so you like podcasts? What up, though? Bond, what up, my brother?
What up, though?
What's up?
Hey,
Salute,
Bond.
salute.
Who's in the chat? Cellulite. Cellulite podcast. That sounds like, I don't know if I
So
like
you like
cellulite. Sounds like, what the ladies get in their legs.
the fat on the bottom of the
And they're
girl's
thick.
butt?
And they're thick.
No disrespect.
Good thing.
That's the fat on the bottom of the butt cheek. So you like.
It's just more cushion, you know.
My bad. I'm sorry. We're talking about words here. And Vaughn, you have something to say about jury
I have no
nullification?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I just
Okay.
joined. I clicked the link, so I'm listening.
Have you ever heard of jury nullification? Probably not, huh?
Maybe. What is it? What is it?
I got it
I
up
had
here. It
I had never heard of it. Oh, you're gonna okay. You want me?
is
It's white.
also okay. Okay. Is when the jury in a criminal trial gives the verdict of not guilty, even though they think a defendant has broken the law. The jury reasoning may include the belief that the law is unjust, that the prosecutor has misapplied. Hold on. Hang on.
Misapplied the law in the defendant's case, that the punishment for breaking the law is too harsh, or general frustrations with the criminal justice system. Or general frustrations with the criminal justice system. They don't even need a good excuse. It has been commonly used to oppose what jurors perceive as unjust laws, such those that once penalized runaway slaves under the Fugitive Slave Act,
Hmm.
prohibited alcohol during the Prohibition, like things that like maybe the general public might not agree on, um, things that have been criminalized,
Yeah.
and then even the draft invasion during the Vietnam War. See, they could do that, but they don't teach them that. They don't say, "Hey, jurors, this is an option for you." They don't highlight that because obviously they don't want people doing that.
This is why you gotta know. You gotta know what your rights are.
Yeah.
Stoic, what up, my brother?
What up, Stoic?
Stoic said, I love saying it.
So I think that's kind of what Naga I think was trying to say is like there's different words, there's different laws that they all have that they know, but they're not disclosing. There's loopholes that they can use.
Yeah, that's definitely one way, one of them. Even though I didn't know, none of that, was, like that, but I mean, if I just know the system, how they work from within, that's any system, that's any system, because the laws, I mean the rules can be broken or bent. You know what I'm saying? That's with any system. If you were part of the system, you can be
Would you
exempt.
call that corrupt? Like that's corruption?
I, well, I wouldn't
Because
say
I
it's
think
corruption.
no.
I wouldn't say it's corruption when it comes to the system. You know, I wouldn't say it's corruption, but it is corruption. It's kind of it's kind of like how where kind of he get what I was saying in certain things, but he disagree with me. So that's kind of one of the damn thing. Is not, but it is. You know,
It's not the system that's corrupt, it's the people within it that do corrupt things. Because like even think about this. Um
Mm, I don't know. I'm gonna
like
disagree.
I'm
But
gonna
go
say
ahead.
I say it like this, like even knowing that law, right? Would you think it'd be unfair for someone like say if I'm the defense attorney and will it be fair for me to tell the jury they have that option?
Would it be fair?
Yeah.
Maybe there's a law that says they can't tell them, but we
It
the
is a
people
law.
can. We the
If
people
jury
can.
tamper, yeah, if jury tamper, like so that's like working at McDonald's and then giving up the secret Big Mac sauce. Like if you employ
Well,
at McDonald's, like I mean, so everything has structure and within that is like knowing the game, knowing the rules of the game before you play.
well,
You know,
basically, I think in the court of law, I think I think they can't really give you legal advice. This is why when if you ever representing yourself in the court or law, they're gonna try to find out if you're being advised by somebody, right? And they're gonna try to find out who that lawyer is, if he's a lawyer, right? And they're gonna try to find out who they are, you know, to basically to hold, to take away their license or to try to penalize them, because they're not supposed to give you legal advice. They can represent you, right? And let you know, okay, what's going on, certain things that they only supposed to let you know. but they ain't gonna let you know how to be a lawyer for yourself. They can't give you a legal advice for that. And no amount of money you could pay a lawyer to, to basically, tell you how to represent yourself. You could pay them to represent you, or you could go to the school of law. You know what I'm saying? And get a license just like them. So I think that's why you would they can't you if you're a lawyer and you represent somebody, of course you definitely have that option to go and talk to the judge, because that's why you are a paid lawyer. But if you are a public defendant, you definitely don't want to do that because the courthouse is paying you, right? They're the one paying you, so you kind of get paid when you lock people up. You know what I'm saying? So the court system is the one that's paying you. But like I said, if you are a paid lawyer, right, and you get paid by the people that you represent, of you do have that right. I'm pretty sure they will teach you that when you go to the school of law. They will teach you the law. They will teach you every way, to basically get your client out of a situation if they have the amount of money, or
There's
depend on.
people.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish.
And I was just gonna say, or depend on what type of lawyer are you, because the type of lawyer you have, I guess, determined by your degree. You got it.
Yeah, no, that's true. Not all lawyers. There's family lawyers, there's criminal lawyers, there's all kinds of lawyers. But I think people are corrupt within the system. But also the laws, sometimes you could even say some laws are very vague. Some laws are
And
vague.
a lot of laws haven't been um, rewritten. Why am I missing the? I know the amended. A lot of laws haven't been amended to reflect the
I wish
today's
I could show
time.
you a law like off the top of my head.
Like, I mean, they still like, Pennsylvania is against the law to cuss in front of women and shit.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be cussing out in public.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of laws
Disorderly
haven't,
conduct,
a lot of
where
laws
you're cussing
haven't
in front of
been,
kids.
a lot of laws haven't been amended to match or reflect modern times. So, I mean, laws. I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't think it's too hard not to break the law. I mean, I don't think it's too hard.
Yeah, disclaimer, man. Everything I just said, is just entertainment purpose only. I do not study law or know anything I'm talking about for that matter. You know, for sure, just for entertainment purpose only. I advise anybody that's listening, if they got a problem, man, get you a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Or unless you already know, what and represent yourself. Don't take anything I say, for to go in.
Nah, nah, nah. If y'all get in trouble, call 1-800-NAGA, and NAGA will come defend you. I'm good.
And the judges don't even
What
take
up,
people that
though?
represent themselves are not even taken seriously. What up, though, Stoic?
Yo, hey, much love to the panel. I'm just listening in. I just got off
And
work and whatnot. So, yeah, nice to chill here with y'all.
oh, good you're here. I'm glad you're here. But yeah, a lot of stuff it's so hard to just even try to represent yourself. They make it so hard just for the simplest things. There's so much paperwork and so much wording that the average person will not understand, like Naga said, unless they have a degree and they're a lawyer.
Do you know the language of the law?
No, I don't know the language.
Yeah, the way people speak is not the way the courts speak. It's called legalese.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole nother language. It's like Chinese. It's like
I
trying
think
to read
one reason
Chinese.
why one I think one reason why people are not being taken serious when they represent themselves is because they mix the two. They mix simple English, with the language, of the court. It's like, speaking, English and Chinese together. like you're not gonna be taken serious. People are gonna laugh at you because it's certain words you're supposed to be saying in English, you're gonna say it in Chinese. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you're not gonna be people.
Yeah,
People are gonna laugh at you. Like with this guy,
yeah,
but I think that's one of the reasons why some people don't
yeah.
take
You
it serious.
yeah you can speak English and think you're speaking English, but it don't mean nothing to the
Mm.
courts.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Words can get you in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just by saying sorry to the police officer, that's admission to guilt.
Mm-hmm.
You're guilty because you said sorry. But you just said sorry because you're a human. Oh, sorry, well, officer. Did I do this? Did I do that? That's admission to guilt.
Or maybe
And
they're
that's the thing.
Canadian
Yeah.
and they said sorry, like, excuse me, come again. Sorry, sorry. I can't say it. Who can say it like a Canadian? Sorry. Where's Speakeasy and who else is in Canada? Melanie, I think isn't. Oh no, is Melanie? Yeah, she's Canadian, I think too. Yeah.
Hey, is Brad
Now
here? Are you here, Brad?
he's double. Now there's like
Uh,
so look, there's medical billing language. There's stuff that you can get away with your health insurance, like covering your medical stuff if it's done properly. And
Yeah,
only those medical billing people know how to do it, different codes. If you don't do it right, you're gonna have to pay the bill yourself
yeah.
because insurance is not gonna cover it. There's even those type of languages.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
your ignorance will cost you.
It's
Because you
sad.
don't know, it will cost you. Yeah, it's very sad. 100%.
Stoic,
Yeah, it's
what's up?
almost.
What's up, man? We chat in the chat.
Hey, yo, 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 what up, Don? Hey, I've seen you in the comments, and hey, this comment section be fire. We be saying a lot of good things.
I try. I try to keep it lively.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I gotta clap my hands to Word. You know, he put me on game, and just to take it back to the conversation half an hour ago on what you say to yourself means a lot. You know, when you wake up, and your first thoughts when you wake up really matters how your day will go. And I wish Word was here so I can give him props because the last few lives ago, I used to wake up and be like, "Fuck, I gotta go to work," right? And that set the whole tone for my day. And so I switched it up, and I've been telling myself every day now, every hour, whenever I get reminded of, what can I improve? And it's so ridiculous how the universe matches your energy and it be working with you in a
Yes, it's a
sense.
beautiful thing.
It's crazy.
Oh
It's
yeah,
crazy,
it will
Commander.
do that.
I'm
Yes.
I'm still here, bro. I just had to shoot a move, but I'm listening. I had to. I was in somebody had to come grab me and take me somewhere real quick. Uh,
What
but
up, Nine?
what else, man?
Can it
The
be
But
done?
universe will hear you.
Can you match the frequency or the vibration of the universe, right? Can it go both ways? Like, what if you're having a bad day?
Definitely.
You're having a bad day, right? Can you transform that into having a good day, right? The way it started for you, that's not the way it ended for you, right? Let's say you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, or so let's say somebody woke you out your sleep, you know, with
Hmm.
with some
Hmm.
disturbing things, right? And that set the tone for to have a bad day, and then you realize what's happening, like why you having a bad day. Like, can you flip the switch, right?
100%. 100%. And your day is hour by hour by hour, right? So Hour by hour by hour, your emotions are minute by minute by minute by minute. So it really does depend on your emotions throughout the day. Yeah, there's been times where I woke up and went, fuck, I don't want to go to work. And in the middle of the day, something pop out positive, 100%. And I think that's what it means to be going with the flow, right? But
Mm-hmm.
imagine if you can be in control, right?
Right.
Like today, someone was being an asshole. I paid no attention to it. His energy, he was trying to dump it on me, but I switched it up, right? But to be reactive is to match that energy. So we can go back and forth, like negative type of energy. But I was having no attention to that. You know what I mean? So to be in control, you can be in control, or you can be in the flow. Either way works out, to be honest. But I'm having a good time. I'm having a fun time being in control.
So what did you do? Did you
But
just ignore it? Ignore the person, or what did you do?
Yep.
no, not to ignore it. Not to ignore it. I listen. And the thing is, I had to realize his problem is not my problem, right? This dude needs a solution, right? And I was accommodating.
Yeah.
I was there. I was accommodating to his needs. So,
Nice. Did he
but
calm down?
he calmed down. Yes, he came. He came an hour
He
later, brought
matched
me a
your
coffee.
energy?
There you go. There you go. There you
Yeah, that's what
go. That's right.
that's what I was saying. Ignore it, because I think that happened to me multiple times. Where people, trying to throw me off or do certain things, and
Mm-hmm.
immediately, I just, I'm just doing what I was doing, and every now and then, they would say something,
Mm-hmm.
that would kind of brought me back again. I was like, yo, what you saying? What's going on? And they'll realize that, yo, I'm not really,
You're not
That's right.
listening.
that's when they
That's
finally
right.
every time they kind of say something that kind of drag me back to what, they're trying to pull me in, and the way I
Uh-huh.
respond to that, because I was so not
Mm-hmm.
into it, the way I respond to that kind of throw them off. They realize that I'm not even worrying, I'm not even paying attention or knowing what they got going on, to the point that where they will slowly like, yeah, man, this nigga not even paying attention, man. And they start talking slow to themselves, until like, they and that's so true, right? I was walking my dog, right? I was walking my dog,
Mm-hmm.
so there is this cat, right? There is this cat that see my dog, you know what I'm saying? And this cat kind of running towards my dog, right? And kind of, how they, they kind of, make that arch, with themselves, and they, coming towards
Mm-hmm.
my dog. So I just, told my dog to sit, right? And my dog, at first when the cat was coming, my dog was already locking eyes with the cat, getting ready, what I'm saying, you know, fight the cat too. So I basically, I call my dog, I get my dog's attention, and I have my dog sit on the floor and not even paying attention to the cat, to the point that when my dog, just laying on the floor, and the cat was in the same position from when my dog sat to when my dog lay on the floor, then the cat just go out her way, or out its way, and not even come towards my cat. You know what I'm saying? I mean, towards my dog. You know what I'm saying? So, if the energy, the same energy the cat was coming, if my dog was, coming with that same energy, it was gonna be a fight. You know what I'm saying, between my dog and the cat. But because I got my dog attention, and I had my dog sit, and my dog ended up playing, on the floor in front of me, you know, the cat just went out about his business. You know.
Yeah,
So
Nice.
your dog was matching your energy.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So that worked for me when it comes to people, and I see that work when it comes to animals.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of time,
Yeah, and
go ahead, you got it.
yeah, my bad, my bad, my bad.
Nah, you got it, bro.
Yeah, Yeah, I'll be having fun with it too, you know, because we can be stagnant with our thoughts, let our thoughts come and go throughout the hours. But it's nice to be in control of that. And once you see your thoughts come into action, uh, there you see it for yourself, you know, first-hand knowledge. And yeah, you and your dog are synchronized.
Yeah. And
That's
that's
cool.
how people get hurt by animals too, because as soon as the animals is, see you, the animal is gonna, think that
Hmm.
you're gonna attack it.
Hmm.
So the animal gonna try to attack you first. So now that you see the
Hmm.
animal coming towards you, so now you thinking like, oh yeah, if you come towards me, I'm gonna run, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. That's how you get attacked. When in fact you just supposed to not even paying it no mind, right? In fact,
Hmm.
you just sitting down. Or you just take, or if one thing, you just take one knee and you just put your head down, like, like how, like you taking a bow. That right there, they see it one way. They see it as respect, right? If you take a knee and or you just uh you basically, how you call that, like, how them they be taking the jail pictures, like, how most men taking jail pictures, like how they kind of,
Mugshot.
yeah,
Mugshot.
yeah, or you just basically you do that, on the floor, and you're not even paying it no mind. It become a threat to them now. That right there
Uh-huh.
become a threat. But if you take a knee, and you just keep your head down, that's basically showing them, all right, they know that you respect them. They ain't gonna attack you because, you know but if you like I said, the same way they comment is the same way you comment. They're like, oh yeah, you ain't got no respect for me. I ain't got no respect for you. So what's up? And that's exactly what be happening, when people arguing or when people end up getting into a fight. They be like,
Yeah.
man, nigga, this and that. Yeah, and this and that too. So what's up? This and that. Yeah, that. And it escalate.
Hmm.
A fight.
Hmm.
Whatever the case may be. So it's the same thing with the animal.
Yeah, they have their own language.
100%. Hundred
Hey,
percent. And
yeah, can y'all hear me?
yeah, go word. What
Yeah.
up, nine?
It's what up, man? Hey, it's something that you hit on when you let me make sure I'm on my mic. Let me get on this mic.
We hear you.
Okay. I just want to switch back to the
That's
big
better.
mic. Chris, what up though, bro? Appreciate you, brother. But you know that
What up,
y'all,
Prez?
y'all know y'all heard that saying, kill people with kindness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So when I first heard that concept, right, I didn't quite comprehend it, but the more I tried to apply it, the better understanding I got. So the way I utilize that now is even when people being mean to me, I'm gonna be kind to myself.
Right.
And what often
Mm-hmm.
happens is,
Wow.
like you said,
Wow.
you change. I mean, even Commander, it's times where you see people come on here and they energy a certain way, but the more they around me, they start to calm down. They come into my energy
Yep.
because even though
Yep.
they may be doing unscrupulous thing, is my energy that kind of conform the decorum. And when I can't influence people like that, then I just kick them off. And that's being kind to
Yep.
myself, right? So no matter how someone treats me, I'm gonna be good to myself, and that helps me or not allow me to go to act out of character. Because
I
sometimes
fucking
it's
love
like
that.
sometimes I be upset and mad, and then I think about it like, hold on, I'm letting this person influence me. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I had to stop saying this. And I always tell people, don't say I'm gonna match a person's energy. Don't say that.
Mm,
Make the people match your
mm,
energy. Because
mm.
your energy should be more beneficial to you. Because if you match
I love
someone else's
that.
energy, that might not be conducive to you. That might be harmful to you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And you just doing that because this person is giving it to you. Well, that person might not
It's,
have nothing to lose. So
yeah.
it's always important to, you know. But y'all
Yeah.
go ahead and rock out.
Well, matching their energy means that they're in control
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
of
Literally.
your
True.
energy.
That's
Literally.
true. That's true. That's true. Especially in the workplace. You know, when you're dealing with customers and they're already being angry at the spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And and if you match their energy, it's a back and forth, back and forth. But it's a learning progress to get them on your energy, right? Because if you don't pay them their energy, you don't pay them their attention, they have to forfeit to you. And that's one thing I've realized in the workplace because I manage a post office, right? And I get all
Mm.
sorts of type of people, all sorts of them. And I know a lot of people don't have their shit together. I feel like a psychologist when I speak to people.
That's like in all jobs.
It
Yeah, I be feeling like
is,
a
it is.
therapist. I be feeling like a therapist. But it's crazy you said that,
Yeah.
and you are a manager, because I was just about to say that, it work both ways, when with the boss,
Uh-huh.
with the boss and the worker, because if the worker
Mm-hmm.
have to match the boss energy, because he's in control. If you're not matching his
Mm-hmm.
energy, you either gonna get fired, you're gonna get sent home, you're gonna get you know
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna be working either that day, or you might not be working there at all. So you have so because he's in control, you gotta match his energy. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same, and
Yeah.
it's crazy. You are, you know what I'm saying? You end up being the manager that where they have to match your energy, and it's naturally for you. You just know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? But
100,
yeah,
100%. I just want to give a word. You there? Are you there?
Yeah, bro. No, sure.
Yeah. I want to give you props. Just last week, right? Um, they asked me to manage, right? I didn't want to.
Mm.
However, that conversation we had about what you say to yourself matters. Okay. And the next morning, I told myself, what can I improve today? And I accepted the management position. And everything has come in because the manager before me, I don't like her. She's shitty. She don't know how to manage, right? I don't like her style of management. But I took over and things have been so much better. The workplace, my staff members, they mess with me. They fuck with me. They
Hell
prefer
yeah.
That's
me.
what's up, bro. That's what's up.
Yeah,
yeah. Shout out
they
to Word,
prefer.
man. What up, Nine?
Shout out to Word. What up, Nine? And these staff members want me to manage all of the year, basically, right? And that just shows me the level of action I can manipulate. Maybe manipulate is not the right word, but
No,
No, it's the
it's the
word.
right word.
That's the right word.
It's the right word. Yeah, it's the right word.
maybe. But it's been a whole week now. We're almost on Friday, and even the customers are telling me the store is way better when you run it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what? Yeah, really? Yeah. I feel like that too. And I keep getting people telling me the store is managed properly. I feel much calmer when I serve them. They
Nice.
prefer if I serve them. Things like this. It's very small. And I have people buying me coffee. Let me get your coffee just because of the service I provide.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even trying to do anything extra, right? I just told myself, what can I improve today? And the thing is, people are coming to me, I'm improving them. What the fuck? It's
Well, and then
crazy.
that's just
No,
gonna
look,
make you want to do even better. All that
and
positive
look,
Exactly.
reinforcement's gonna make you want to do better.
Mm-hmm.
and let
Exactly.
me say this too, bro. I apologize. I appreciate that because you just brought my concept to life. The better you, the
Hmm.
better us. The better you made yourself, the better you made the people around you, your environment. You see how
Fucking
when you become
hey.
better, you affect the environment around you also. If you became a
Uh-huh.
manager, it made that whole situation better.
Uh-huh. I love
Yeah,
it.
the
I
real
love it.
definition of your saying, bro. That's the real definition of your saying. Facts.
It's a mantra. It's a mantra.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, now we
Mm-hmm.
all gotta be better. Stoic,
Yeah.
why'd you do that for? I gotta be nicer to people now. Just kidding.
I'm matching your energy. I'm matching your energy.
But we all, Commander, just even the thing, just from the time you came over here till now, you made me better. You made me a better content creator.
For real?
Yeah.
This,
Mhm.
this her consuming the information and then giving it back to me. You know what I'm saying? That made me better.
And to
You
all of
know,
us.
Commander, yeah, to all of it. We all do that. That's what I mean. It sounds so simple, but it's really
Uh-huh.
complex because it takes the cooperation. You know, we're
Mhm.
not coming over here trying to break each other down, make each other feel stupid. What we're doing is cooperating. Okay, look, we ain't gonna agree with a lot of things, right? And that ain't the focal point. Focal point is becoming better versions of ourselves. So the better I
Uh-huh.
become, that's gonna elevate the people around me. You know, the better y'all become, that's gonna inspire me. Like Commander was saying, the inspiration, motivation. As I see
Mm-hmm.
people grow, I want to grow too. Like shit, we growing, they growing, I'm growing, we all grow. You
Mhm.
know,
This is what I had told Word that I wanted to see. I wanted to see like people using things in their real life and then coming back to us to give us like their feedback, their
That's
testimony.
right,
hmm
Commander.
Like,
That's
yes.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, I really love y'all. Honestly.
yeah, I love you too, bro. I
Yeah, man. I
appreciate the
love
shit
you
out of
too,
Much
man.
y'all,
love.
I
man.
love all of y'all, man.
And
Definitely making me
that's
better.
the environment I've been trying to build since I came on here. Like, you know, just getting like-minded, like-hearted people, having real discussion where we can build off of each other's knowledge and wisdom. That's all I want. And I mean, I'm seeing it happen, man. That shit is. That's why I keep coming on, bro. Because I mean, um, like my life crazy, bro. If I really knew how crazy my life was, like I'm on now, bro. I gotta get up in like 4 hours. I got one client tomorrow. I only got one client tomorrow, but you know, I got my kids, and it's like this is not a job, but I spend a lot of time on it. You know, so when y'all donate, bro, I'd be grateful. I'd be like, damn, I don't have to come out my pocket to pay this. You know, the people supporting me. You know, so now I can pay this with this with this. That shit is. I'm so grateful for that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then
100.
that inspires me. Like, okay, it's not the fact because, like I said, I'm not making thousands. I'm not even making hundreds of dollars. I'm making enough to support what I do, and that's good enough for me. You know, so to keep coming on here, to keep building on what we're building on, man. That's love, man. I appreciate y'all for all the donations and all the love y'all give, man. The time, bro. The time is amazing because we be on here late at night. I know it's probably early for you, but people in the States is late and y'all just sit here rocking with me. Like I said, Commander, Gary, Tay, you know, them three, Commander, Gary, and Tay, you know, for the last year, they've been on here with me, man. If there's two people in the chat, I'm still grateful for that, bro. I don't be looking like, oh, my chat dying. I ain't got nah, man. If it's just somebody on the panel with me, I'm gonna rock out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna rock out. So I appreciate y'all time, y'all support, when y'all like the video, when y'all share the all that shit is meaningful to me, bro. It's big because y'all don't have to, man.
Amen to that.
And it's
Is this
like
it? Is
I'm not. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
And it's difficult. I ain't gonna say it's difficult, but I'm not doing what people normally do on here to gain the audience or to gain. I'm not doing that. I come on here with good intentions to help people. So, you know, I'm not doing the shock jock thing. I'm not downing people. I'm not doing none of that. So, you know, my growth is a little slower, but I'm grateful. Go away. Hold on, brother. Let me hit that. My bad to run outside.
I had to.
Uh,
I want my music. I want my music.
Which one you want, bro? I'm gonna give you two. I'm gonna give you the fake one and then
Okay, that's a new one. Am I tripping or is that new?
That ain't the newest one. That I made that one right before I made the one with Ray. Oh, let me play that one real quick. Only throwing him low because he dropped that piece on me. Hold on, bro. I got one more. That's the newest one.
Work got the money, work got the juice. 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 Work out the money, work out 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 the juice.
I like that one.
Man, I had to
Thank you
bring
so
that.
much for it.
Oh, for sure, bro. Man, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, man. Y'all be rocking out, man. And y'all help me with the content, bro. Y'all really do. That's why I'm trying to build this environment, not just for me, but for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're very different from other content creators. I feel like, um, yeah, with all this wisdom and knowledge to obtain, it's no use if there's no application. To be
Yeah.
honest, right? Like, yeah, I feel like I've got all the knowledge and all the wisdom, but no inspiration. I feel like that's how I feel. And hey, you said you're a life coach.
Yes, I am.
You're a life
You
coach.
got a customer.
Yeah,
You got a client.
yeah. I love a one-on-one. To be honest, and just rock it out. And we can record it. You can post it and whatnot. I think we'll have a fire conversation.
Oh,
We'll
snap.
definitely have a fire conversation. We'll definitely have a fire conversation. Yeah, I see you. I mean, we can do it a couple ways. I do it a couple ways. I know you're in Australia, so I don't know. Do y'all got Instagram, right? So I mean, so we won't be doing no international calls. We could do it like that. We can. I set up on Zoom. That's mainly what I use, Zoom. Uh,
It can be on YouTube as well, and people can
yeah,
listen in if they
You can use
wish, like this.
StreamYard. Like a
yeah, I can use
Yeah,
personal
StreamYard.
StreamYard
Same
link.
thing. Yeah, same
yeah, and
StreamYard. Yeah,
and I would love Commander to be listening into, have her input. You know what I mean?
No, I'm not
yeah,
a
definitely
coach.
be.
I am no
Hey, but
coach.
I
you
I
got the
think you'd make an
voice. You got
excellent
the
coach,
voice.
OP. Yeah,
I
I
got
think
the
Commander will make
money.
it.
I got the juice.
I ain't even know Bond dropped
Yeah.
down. Appreciate you, Bond. Appreciate you.
He's right here. What are you talking about? Can't you see
Oh,
his little
Bonds,
beady
Yeah, he's
eyes?
still there.
Okay, cool. Oh man, look, y'all know I can't see.
I can't make
I
out
had to
his
bring
Yeah,
this
avatar.
damn.
yeah.
Man,
I'll
my
just
wife
say it
bought
like
this.
this.
I had to bring a
Yeah,
mini
sorry,
fridge
word.
in. My bad. Yeah, I had to run and grab the mini fridge my wife bought and bring it in the house.
Yeah. And also, I'll just change the conversation. Money as well. Um, like each, check that you get, what you spend your money on is the same way as consuming garbage. In
Yes.
terms of in terms of intellect, right? And what you spend your money is a big reflection on yourself too. And I realize this. I've known this for a while, but I hate wasting my money on stupid shit. And I'm happy to give when whatever that energy is, it comes back to you tenfold.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so surprising. I just changed my word, how I speak to myself, and I'm already seeing the world work with me. The universe, call it the universe,
Mm-hmm.
call it God, call it whatever. It really does work with you. And the best thing is, I can see all my hardships was because of myself. I
Mm.
did it to myself. I did it to me. And I
I
can't
love
blame
it.
anyone.
Let,
I
I
let
can't
me
love
blame
it.
nobody.
let me share this with you, right? Let me share this with you. And this is one of the things, one of the consistent things I share with my clients, right? It's a concept, right, that I try to help people understand, and when they get it, bro, I promise you, it's life changing. The position
Hmm.
you in right now is predicated on the things you did in the past, and a lot of
Hmm.
times people feel powerless in the present, but they don't understand because of their conditions, right? But when they
Hmm.
comprehend what I'm saying, is they understand they have the power to redefine their future by making different and better decisions in the present. When I understood that, bro, it changed my life because it's like we look at where we at, right? But we don't truly comprehend how we got there. Some people make
Hmm.
excuses or justifications, but when you take accountability, like you just did, when you take
Yep.
accountability and you understand the
Yep.
flip side, okay, I start
Hmm.
making better decisions today for a greater tomorrow.
Beautiful. That's fucking beautiful. And one thing people have trouble of doing is accountability. They don't want
Mm-hmm.
to own up to their wrong decision. They rather blame, and you can see it. You can see it. Um,
Bro,
because I
Why?
serve the
Why
you,
do people
community.
not want to be wrong? Why? Why is that?
man,
Pride, pride, pride.
Because it's gonna take, to be wrong. If you accept that you're wrong, you're gonna be obligated to be right, to get it right. you
That's
know
right.
mm,
and it
Oh,
take,
good. That's good.
yeah, and
mm-hmm.
it take a lot. It take, you gotta go to do the work, in order to get it right. you know so, and a
That's
lot of
the
people is
Yeah,
not
people
willing
don't
to do
want to do
that.
the work.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't want to do the work. Actually, hey,
Yeah.
Do
you're
you
right.
know how much it irates me when people use the phrase accountability and then they turn around and start making excuses or justification?
Mhm.
Like, man, I take
Uh,
total accountability, but if they didn't do this, nah, bro, that's not how accountability works. It don't matter what nobody else do. It matters what you did and
Mhm.
how you learn from it. Even if you didn't do something, you allow someone. Why did you even allow this person in your space to affect you like that? Like, so
yeah,
when people like just watching that Kendrick G, right? Watching that,
yeah.
and people make excuses. Well, they did this or this person did that. Well, why did you allow them to do that to you? Why
and
didn't you
that's
have enough self love to walk away from this person?
and
Like
that's
I was
and that
just saying, like
and
I
that
was
right
just
there,
saying,
word.
uh huh.
Good. That right
No,
there,
like,
bro.
oh,
That's one
oh,
of
go
the
ahead.
thing. That's one of the hardest thing I had to forgive myself for. Is for what you just said, for allowing people
Hmm.
to do that. Right? Even
Hmm.
that right there, even if somebody did something, right, you still have to take accountability for allowing them to do it to you, right? Or put you in that
Yeah,
position. You know what I'm
they
saying?
couldn't. They couldn't do it if you ain't allowed. That's just
Yeah.
how it is. Like I don't like I don't even like when it comes to my ex-wife. I ain't gonna put no smut on her name because I can't be mad at her for being her. That's all she was doing, right? When it
You got
first
an
happened, I
ex-wife?
was yeah. I got an ex-wife. This is my second marriage. So
Mm.
in my first marriage, things happened and it didn't work out, right? But she was only being herself. So I had to take accountability because I knew a lot of the ways she had. And instead, I'm thinking I can change her. I can make her better. Bro, you can't change nobody. You can't. You can't. You can influence people, but for them to change, they have to have that inner desire because it's the consistency of the behavior that constitutes the change. So if that behavior is only, if a person is only doing something because they're doing it for you, eventually when they get tired of you, they gonna stop doing it and they gonna revert back to who they are, right? So,
Yeah,
like with my
yeah, 100.
ex-wife, all the stuff that occurred, I take accountability because I was in the position for it to happen. And once I did that, I understood how to set firm boundaries, and I found a woman who appreciated me for me. Now, if I would have just been like, "Oh, she did this, she did that," it was all her. That's why. Guess what's gonna happen? I'm gonna fall back into that same goddamn cycle because I did not
Yeah.
learn. You know, I
That's
did not
right.
learn. So accountability ain't predicated upon what nobody else do. Is what you do or what you don't do.
Yep. One thing, hey, your past few lives has been astonishing. We've talked about deadbeat parents. We've talked about masculinity. All this is these are two different subjects, but it's all one. And one thing I had to learn growing up is um, taking accountability for my parents. Right? A lot of people hate their parents and they are caught up in what the parents did to them, right? And that cycle just goes in circle in circle. And to forgive is very hard, but it's the most easiest thing once you do it. The rest of your life is way much easier because I did hate my mom, I did hate my dad for the longest time, right? And I was trying to justify my problems because I had that built up energy, right? And letting go wasn't easy, but it's the most freeing thing one can do. And I forgive my mom, I forgive my dad, right? And now I just
That's
concentrate on
dope.
me. And
Yes,
anything wrong
yes.
doing, yeah, anything wrong come to me, I'll take accountability because it's my fault. Not my dad, not my mom, how they made me feel in the past, but yeah, be in control.
It's
That's
crazy.
true.
That's a great that's something you said, man. That it mean a lot, because I had this thing with my dad. I just you know I didn't hate him, you know, but I didn't love him. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was, until I
Mm,
realized
mm,
that until I realized what it means to when people say what don't break you make you stronger, right? Once
mm,
I realized, what it mean, you know, and this is when I could basically go back to my dad, and start loving him. You know what I'm saying? Like I said at first, it's not like I hated him.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? Like I would talk to him, like we would have, but it was never, that where I had, where I would love him the way I do now. You know what I'm saying? But I never
yeah.
knew what it was. The only thing that could come in, into my head is that I didn't really like him. I didn't hate him, but I didn't really
Mhm,
like him because how he used to discipline me, when I was little, you know, and how
mhm,
he was never really there in my life. But, if I did something bad, if I was being bad for a summer or during a school, term, man, he will be there, to discipline me. And because and that I just hated that. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you just come to discipline me because of what people tell you. You don't really know what's going on. You just taking people word. You know, that was when I was little. So, basically when I
mhm.
kind of get older, so I was like, yeah, man, I'm kind of going to stay away from him. I'm still my own way. He stays his own way. But we used to talk over the phone, to the point where I even came to visit him. Like, we would
Yep.
have talk, but like I said, I never really loved him. You know what I said? You know what I mean?
Mhm. I
Until, like
feel
I
ya.
said, I came to realize that, look, whatever you went through, if it don't break you, it's gonna make you stronger. And that alone made me, realize that, man, the best thing that I could ever did, was to choose him as my dad. That's how I looked at it. You see, that's how I took accountability. I took accountability by,
That's right.
go out saying that I choose him, to be my dad. Like I wanted him to be my dad. I wanted to go through that because I knew on the other end that's how I would be right now. You know what I'm saying? But
That's right.
that's crazy. You know how you say that. You had to forgive him. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
that's literally what I had to do for my dad, man. And once I did, like I said, I could love him now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Beautiful. That's beautiful, bro. Hey,
You
that's a beautiful story, man.
you want to hear something crazy? When Gary found out I was a Life Path 33, he asked me. No, Tay asked me. She said one of the lessons I had to learn as a 33 is forgiveness, right? And I'm like, I learned that at a
Wow.
young age. I learned that at a very young age because my dad was married to another lady and she had a son. And I remember this kind of changed my whole understanding of life. I was 15 and they told my mom they was gonna take me school shopping. So I went down to Pennsylvania and we was going school shopping, but I didn't get too many things. But my stepbrother, he got a slew of things. And everything that I
Far out.
got, he got. But I didn't have everything that he got, right? And at
Mm-hmm.
first I was upset. And then that next day, seeing what my dad was going through with his current wife, right? And basically she was just controlling and taking all the money. Like my dad worked hard, but she was controlling, taking all the money, and I forgave my dad because I felt some type
Mm-hmm.
of way. Because I'm like, how you go bring me down here and get me exactly what he got? And like I got two outfits and a pair of shoes. He got outfits for a month at least, and this is all I
Mm-hmm.
got. And like I came down here for this, and so I had big expectations. But then I seen the conditions my dad was living in, and it's like, how can I be
Mm-hmm.
upset at? And I understood forgiveness then, and it wasn't to alleviate what a person did to me, but it was for me to
Yep.
overcome and get over.
It
And
was
ever
for
since
yourself.
then, yeah, and ever since then, I was able to practice it. Now you get different examples. Like when my stepdad stabbed me, it took me like 2 years to get over that, but once I got over it, I seen how pitiful he was, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had empathy for him. Even though this man tried to take me out this world, I could empathize with him. And then I began to understand the demons that he was facing. And like I
Mm-hmm.
can't deal with him, but I'm not mad at him. I'm not upset at him. He got enough to deal with. You know, uh,
You realize that at a young age, man.
yeah,
Far out. So you are 33. I
man,
think
it's so many.
yeah, monster numbers are on a different level. Like I'm a 9, and when you asked me what my life path number was, I
Uh-huh.
already knew I was a 9. But then you asked me this question. I'm like, hold up, this is the word, the 9, and I'm a 9, and I just felt far out. This is crazy, the universe, And
Bro,
hey, let me ask you a word. If you were to ask somebody their life path number and they know it, and they tell you their life path number, do you already know where they at in life?
I don't know where they at. It's more or less the way I use this to understand how to communicate or approach them or how to interact with them.
So what is 55?
If that makes sense. Like when I hear a person life path number, I understand how to interact with them.
So what is 55 or a word?
You said why I do who?
What is 55?
What's 55?
Oh, did you
Yes.
add up your birthday numbers and it's 55?
Oh no, it can't add up to 55. That's too
No,
high.
I know, but
Yeah, yeah,
maybe he's one. Maybe he got to 55 and he's supposed to do 5 plus 5 is 10, and then
yeah.
10 is what, one?
Add up,
Oh well, if you
yeah,
55.
give
add
me
up your
No,
birthday.
55, I think I come up with 55 because I was born 11, 22nd, you know,
hold on, let me do it
and
real quick.
also 93. So I 93 equal to 22. So
Break
I
it
just
down.
did that.
Break, yeah, yeah, break it down word.
Hold on, what's your birthday now?
11, 22, 93.
11. Damn,
Good
bro,
man.
you got two
Hey,
master numbers in your birthday. Hold on, 11,
that's
22,
crazy. Yeah, that's great.
19. Oh, damn it. 11.
1993
Yeah,
also
you gotta
equal
add the
22.
1, 9.
Yeah, add up all the digits and make it a single
Bro,
number.
why my calculator tripping?
Yeah, because I came up with 55 because 1993, when I add 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 3 is
That
22
comes to
also.
one. Yeah, that comes to one. So if you do it 5 plus
So
5,
no,
it's 10.
you gotta add. So hold on, I'm about to get you a number right now. You a 10. 10, so
What?
you're a master number one. Let me put it in the
Yeah.
numerology because when you add it all up, it come up to 2026. But then you got to convert that into a single digit. But
You're
let me
number one.
do it real quick.
What is that?
Where Tay at when you need her? She sleep.
Tay sleeps.
Yeah,
Tay
yeah,
sleeps.
if you look into life path numbers, all these numbers have a type of personality. They have a character or characteristics, and it may
Hold
reflect
on.
in your life as well.
So you was born in November?
Yeah, 22nd.
Okay. November 22nd. Because it's just even that 22 has a significant to. Hold on, let me do this right.
Yeah,
Make
that's
sure I
right.
do
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Hey, you're
you're like F
special.
one. I was right. You,
Yeah, number
yeah, you're
one.
like F1. These people like to be leaders. They have courage and inspiration, and they are active and creative. They give priority to individual success, and they have the ability to use their intuitive and determination to succeed. They should devote more time to other people. It's good to praise them. They are domineering. They have good management skills and may achieve glory or high social status. Now, your
So,
weaknesses, it says, beware of superiority and stubbornness.
yeah,
These people are
yeah.
hesitant and may have difficulty in finding their own way. They get too little help and support from others. They are often lonely. My son is a life path one.
But you're
Yeah, I'm a
also
loner. I'm
independent and you're
definitely a loner,
also a
man.
leader and a
That's
boss.
right.
Yeah.
That's
See,
right. So,
I'm already falling into my weakness because I'm a loner, man. Because of what I went through though, when I growing up is like I was getting blamed for everything, you know even though I ain't really had nothing to do with certain things, or like I could be playing with all my friends, right? Because I play soccer, right? Let's say I'm in the yard playing soccer with all my friends, and one of them kicked the ball and it hit the window, and all of them going they're gonna say I did it, you know and no, I'm getting my
You were
ass
singled
whooped.
out. You felt singled out.
Yeah, like
He was the fall
in
guy.
everything, like all my life, I've always been like I said, bro, I've always got blamed for everything. It could be in their house, right? We all in their house. I'm the oldest when it comes to all my siblings and my cousins. And if something happened, they're gonna, whoop me because I'm the oldest. I'm supposed to somewhere, somehow not let it happen, you know?
He's a
mm,
leader.
Would you agree that you're
hey,
also stubborn?
Yeah, I am stubborn. Yes.
hey,
Yes.
and
I'm very
the thing
stubborn.
is with the thing is with number one, you will be singled out, right? But your problem is because number ones are the light of the show, right? When you walk in, the attention is on you. So your weakness is not to fall into all that attention because you already have that thing when people look at you. So your thing is to not praise yourself because you are number one. You already have it. There's no need for you to fall into ego. So the weakness is not falling into yourself. But one thing a number one has to learn is to praise others in that sense. Because one is singular, all the other numbers are plural. You're by yourself. Number one is the loneliest number. But
You know, that's something
yeah.
I kind of, that's something I kind of carried on like with me. Like I've always, carried that to the like why, you know, why people never really give me, the credit that I deserve. I
Uh
don't go
huh.
out and
Uh
ask
huh.
about it. I don't make a
Mhm.
big deal about it, but I carry that in my heart. Like in my heart, I feel like, like I'm hurt, like, that people don't want to give me the credit that I deserve. Like they know,
But
but
you know you deserve it, right?
right.
You know you deserve it, right?
Right. That's why I'm hurt because I feel like I deserve it
But
and people kind of know it, but they're playing me.
as a number one, you're empowered. Like you don't need that
Yeah.
to empower you. You're spiritually empowered.
You don't need
Like
validation.
But no, I was about to say that's one of the pitfall, like number ones. One of their pitfalls is narcissism. And
Yeah.
if you look at the
Ego,
understanding of
pride.
narcissism, is to get validation from others. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's everyone has that tendency, but with ones, y'all
Yeah.
look for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to be
Yeah.
careful with that. That's why I say like put yourself and give other people praise because the more you
That's
praise
right.
others, the more others will praise you.
Hmm.
That's
Nicely said. Nicely said. Word.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You open yourself up to that experience. Whatever you do, you open yourself up to that experience. So like I might be praising people on the panel and nobody might praise me, but somebody might hear it. Like, damn, word, that was dope how you was. So it's a lot of time we can't look for what we put out. We can't look for the people who we give it to give it back a lot of times.
I
You
think I
just put
hold
it
That's
out
right.
there and the universe will bring it back to us tenfold.
I think I
100%.
think I hold my power because of that. I'm holding myself back because of what you just said. Now I'm thinking about it because you know I'm the type that kind of have that intuitive thing. Like I kind of know how certain things gonna play out or how certain things gonna happen. It might not happen in the way I break it down, but the thing gonna happen, and it's certain people that pay attention to it, right? And then they know, and they don't want to give me the credit, and I stop that. I stop basically letting giving them you know the hand the hand or the insight on things. So I do that with a lot of people. Like I basically kind of see how people gonna react. Like if people gonna give me the credit, let's say I tell you like you gonna if you do this, you do that, you're gonna suck, you're gonna get this amount of money, you know and you end up doing it, but you didn't let me know that you get the amount of money, and I knew that you did it and get the money.
Hmm.
So I must stop
Hmm.
doing giving you things to make money, because I know that you know, you don't want to give me the credit.
Yeah.
So
like
that's
they're
that's that's
The
kind of
way.
ungrateful.
is that a narcissistic thing?
Not really. Not
No,
really.
I wouldn't say
Yeah. Not
I
really.
wouldn't. I would say the consistency of the behavior. I mean,
Yeah.
we all got narcissistic traits, but I don't think you lack empathy. So I wouldn't consider you a narcissist. If you lack empathy in the things you do, then okay. But I don't think you do. Sometimes is the same thing is done. Like when you talk about like narcissists and stuff, it's all about the intent. So I don't think your intention is bad. It's just we like to receive what we put out. And we like to
Yeah.
hear.
True.
I don't like to
True.
use the term validation, but I will use the term confirmation. I like to me
Hmm.
personally. When I come up here and I sit up here for hours and I'm giving out my intellectual properties, I like to see confirmation that somebody is understanding or at least at minimum understanding, but I would love when people comprehend. And sometimes
Yeah, you don't.
this is
You don't.
looks.
You
I'm
don't.
telling you,
You don't seek it out.
no, I don't seek it out, but that's why I
Right.
use the word confirmation versus validation. Validation you seek, confirmation is given, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since I've been on here, I've been on here for 2 years. Do you know, like when I first started, like I have a unique way of looking at things. So I would present a concept, and then people who I was cool with, they'd come behind me and present the same concept. They use my concept, not just use my words, but they would actually use my concept, but they couldn't present it the way I did because
Mm-hmm.
it's like something that I learned through experience. So I would see that, and that was confirmation for me. Like it was people coming to me like, man, they using it. I'm like, look, man, that mean they heard it at least minimum. They understand it because now they're regurgitating it. Now they're saying it.
Yeah.
Now they so that mean it resonated with them. I influenced them. That's my confirmation. I'm fine. I'm fine with
The
people
difference.
using. Oh, go ahead, bro.
See, I'm not
Yeah.
fine with. See, I'm not fine
I'll
with
just.
that.
I'll
I'm
just.
not. Go ahead. Go ahead. My bad. So.
Sorry. I just wanted to because what Naga said and what Word said is the dynamic is very different but the same. A
Mm-hmm.
one would feel they will be in their emotions when they don't get the confirmation. But a 33 will just wait it out, and when they see it, that's confirmation. If someone could repeat that thing, the 33 would recognize it as well. With the one, there's a lot of life lessons to be had as well, because one is about the self, and it's about ego and pride. It's about being first in place, basically. And just hearing what you said, Word, just showed me uh, you don't seek out validation, but you wait for confirmation.
Yeah.
That's a difference between a master and the other numbers between 1 and 9.
Yeah, I'm not fine with that because once I see that, I feel like I'm being played, because you know, you heard me, you using it, you know, but you're not letting me, you're not letting people know, or you're not letting me know, that you got it from me. I felt like at
Yeah,
that point, like you
yeah.
playing me, and that's what make me, stop doing it. And that's why I was asking you. Well, when Word was speaking the first time, I felt like by doing that,
Hmm.
I'm holding myself, because I'm holding myself
Hmm.
back, because I'm stopping doing that. I'm basically stopping my growth because, like how y'all was saying, my growth is through others. So because I'm not allowing
Hmm.
others to grow from me, so I'm basically stopping my growth.
Mhm. And see, I mean, when it, that's just something I understood. Uh, even when I was in school, right? People would steal stuff like concepts or ideas and stuff, and I get upset and tell the teacher, and the teacher's like, "Well, I know," but what they said was, the best form of flattery is replication. When people try to reproduce what you do, the greatest form of
Hmm.
flattery. And it took me a while to comprehend that, but once I did, I understood, like, seeking validation. Some people will give it to you, some people won't. And you will drive yourself crazy and you will stunt your own growth. But if I said something and then someone tried to replicate it and then other people are coming to me like, hey, they stole your stuff, then I mean people got it. You know what I'm saying? Multiple, that's like, I look at what exists, right? What exists is I said something, and not only is people trying to say it or do it like I said it, even if they don't give me the credit, that's fine. Because guess what? Other people are telling me like, hey, I see them thinking, so that means what I'm
You
saying is getting out.
recognize
And
it.
that's the whole purpose. And that's the whole purpose of me even talking, bro, is
Bro,
to get the
what?
message out.
That's
So
another thing
maybe,
again, bro. That what you just said about the teacher, bro. I bump head with teachers, bro. I was in school, right? Right? I'm in school.
You're being
Why they put
yourself.
yeah, why they put in the let's say they put in a math problem on the table, right? And I'm already talking to my friend, look, I bet you the answer is this, the answer is that. And the teacher looked at the back, hey, why y'all talking so loud? Like y'all trying to disturb my class, and I'm like, nah, I'm not, I'm only trying to tell my friend. They're like, yeah, get your ass in the back of the class. You know what I'm saying? So they'll put me on punishment. And I'll get mad. Like I'm like, yo, like, why are you trying to put me on punishment? Like I'm talking about, the math problem on the that you're putting on the board. I'm not even talking about other things. I'm not
Yeah.
disturbing the class. I'm actually, like I said, once and after that happened to me so many times, guess what happened? I didn't take school serious. I was only
Mm,
going to school just so I could pass, because I knew if I didn't pass, they will whoop my
mm.
ass. And I would get my ass whooped and at home. So I would basically spend most of the time, just having fun, doing, whatever, kids be, them fools be doing in school. And once it's time for me to go to the test, I would just run over the notes and my books and whatever the case may be. And some way, somehow I will pass the class, with just bare
Yeah.
minimum.
Ones will have a habit of getting into the trouble for just being themselves. You're just being yourself, and you got into trouble. That's the problem with ones that you gotta face.
You
I'm
know
I'm
what?
seeing, man.
Always.
I'm seeing the reflection of the word, man. We gotta have a one-on-one word. We gotta have a talk, man, because I'm seeing, man. I'm seeing like where I'm failing at, like where I'm coming up short, because it's like I have that confidence like about myself, but the turning it down coming from like, why is it like, why can't others recognize it? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's my thing. Like even with my pops, like, right, for example, right, like I've always like had parents, right, praising me up. Like other, like my friends parents, they used to praise me, like they used to wish that I'm like their kids, right? But I never get that from my dad. Like my dad would think I'm the worst kid. You know what I'm saying? To the point that's why I had that disdain for him, like that kind of thing. Like, yo, why you don't even like me, but you always here to discipline me like that. You know what I'm saying? So that thing, like that thing, like I never could really understood like why, like I'm not, why he can't recognize me for who I am. But then again, I will hear him talking. I will hear him talking to other people when they say, oh yeah, yo, he's smart, like he know a lot of things. Like, yeah, and he will agree with them, and then, but when you come to my face and trying to play me, for example, like I remember I had I came to visit him in 2017. You know, he's a pastor. And I was telling him about the Council of Nicaea. You know, and he was like, "Nah, you don't know what you're talking about." And when I went to the bathroom, because when I went to visit him, so the bathroom was in his room. Because he was in an apartment. So I was sleeping in the room. So I went to the room and he go to the bathroom, and something just told me to look, and he's on the computer looking up the Council of Nicaea, you know, and the whole time he was debating me like he's something that he know about. You know what I'm saying? So all these things kind of like make me think like, yo, is my dad trying to play me? Like what?
But from what
But
you said, and this is just some surface level shit. This is something I want you to think about,
Yeah,
right? Because my
yeah, that's right.
sister, my sister a doctor, right?
right,
And she went through similar issues with her dad. But I just want you to think about this. From what you told me, what you just said on this live, not even from past lives, but this live alone, the man you have become, your father didn't contribute much to it. So sometimes, it's not even you, it's conflict within him that he has to deal with, you know. So, I mean, I wouldn't put too much weight on that because that's something that it's not you. A lot of times, you think about a child and a parent. When the child grows to be greater than the parent, usually it's because of the influence from the parent. So imagine that happens without the parent influence. Like your child become better than you, and it's not because of you. they feel some type of way. They feel inadequate, and now it becomes a challenge between a parent and a child. It's like a competition between a parent and a child. Like when my sister became a doctor, when she was graduating, she asked her, she would go give her dad some tickets. I want you to come see me graduate. You know what he told her? That's for you, not for me. And he didn't show up. Like your daughter is graduating and becoming a doctor, and you don't think you need to show up because why not? Because he didn't contribute to it. His daughter far exceeded anything that he did in life, and he can't take any contribution. He can't say, "Hey, it's because of me," or that. He can't do that. So now he feel left out. He feel inadequate. A lot of people display their insecurities. They project them. They project their insecurity onto other people. So a lot of times when people be mad or upset at me, I know it ain't me. It's them. That's something they got to deal with. That's why it's easy for me to ignore because I recognize it. Like, bro, you ain't even mad at me. You mad at yourself. You just
Can
using
I
me.
ask you something, Naga?
Yeah.
Sorry, word.
No, you good.
Oh, Naga. Yeah. So, do you know much about numerology?
But I know a little bit.
A little bit. And okay. And now that you know your life path number, how do you have some type of affiliation to the number one?
Like, what you mean?
Do you associate yourself with the number one?
I kind of associate myself with the number 5. I don't know why.
For sure, for sure. Um, yeah, number one, being the first number out of the nine. You people, so the world that we live in is actually a kind of a one mentality, right? You'll find a lot of number ones in the music industry, in Hollywood, and all this, and a lot of people hate that thing as well because they don't have it, right? And a number one is just being themselves. And when you're saying your story, I can see the characteristics of being a number one, right?
Right. Exact when y'all said now, when y'all say the characteristic, I see that in me too, and I recognize that, because a lot of things that says about the number one. I've seen these things in me, but I've never think like, okay, I'm a number one, I'm a leader, I'm a certain things. Even when it like the music you just bring up, right? Like I had all my friends, right, that been doing music for a long time, you know and I could tell that that they wanna be, they wanna be an artist, but I felt like they don't think they could be an artist. They didn't even take it serious. So I even took it up on
Mm,
myself, right, to start getting into music, just to show them, look, if I could do it, imagine y'all that been doing it, basically your whole life. If I could, and
mm,
basically, I was getting into the music. I was, writing hooks, and verse, and I was sending it to them, and they were like, "Yo, this fire,
mhm,
bro. Let me get on it. Let me get on it." To the point that they want me to be an artist. I'm like, yo, hold up. No, bro, like I don't want to be an artist, man. I only make music because, it's for my own, it's like therapy for me. But I really get into music because I want y'all, to see that if I could do it,
yeah,
y'all could do it. So by me looking at that right there, that was a little move right there. You know what I'm saying? Just by like
yeah,
seeing the
yeah,
characteristic right there, you know. So
yeah,
it's a lot of things I could start to look back in my life. I was like, yo, that was a leader move right there. Like I'm basically, putting myself, in certain things for people, even in the street. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of things I did in the street was because of my friend. Like, I would like let them like, yo, go ahead, y'all could do, yo, I got this. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of whatever, and no whatever in a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Even where I met with my cousin right now. You know what I'm saying? Like he got, a trucking business. You know what I'm saying? and I'm putting myself in it, like to let him know, like, look, bro, like, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, this is how you gotta do. This is how, bro. We going, you know what I'm saying. We gonna, you know what I'm saying. We gonna get through this, and we gonna make it. You know what I'm saying. Where he ain't even really see it for himself. So I see the characteristic, I what but it was only a personal thing for me. You know what I'm saying? For me, it was like, yo, I could do whatever I put my mind to, I could do it, I could make it happen. But like I said, when I put myself for other people like that, I felt like they ain't give me the credit I deserve. So I stopped, doing that. You know what I'm saying? Which is stopping myself because like how, one of the aspect of the number one, is getting praise or growth through others. You know what I'm saying? Is saying praise, but I'm looking at it as growth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, number one is the driver of all the other numbers. So when you think about 2, 3, 4, it's just basically 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. It's 4 ones basically, right? The one being the self. All these numbers have a self, but an extra. You feel?
Yeah.
I feel like I was being used, man. That's basically that's what I feel like. I
You,
feel
yeah,
like, on the
you're
inside.
the
Go
yeah,
ahead.
you're the self. Basically, you're the self, right? So you're one being the first projection, right? You're the first singular. The other numbers are plural. So a lot of people can't understand what it is to be number one, right? Because the rest of the numbers are plural, and one, like yourself, is lonely. You're singular. You're not plural. And singular being masculine. Uh, Let me ask you, Nagar. So your masculinity, is that a driving force on how you think and how you portray yourself in your daily affairs?
You see my masculinity?
Yeah.
That's how it used to be. But I kind of grow. I'm kind of growing into I'm kind of leaving that behind because because of, like I said, of how I felt like people wasn't really appreciate that. I'm kind of develop that that both feminine and negative. I mean, but both feminine and positive. So I kind of look at yeah, I use that, like you said, that force, but I also use my emotion. You know what I'm saying? To develop because there is no emotion around me. So I'm not surrounding where I'm allowing people that to the work. You know what I'm saying? The force to work through other people no more because I remove myself from around people. So I gotta use my own emotion. So that's why I become a loner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 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 100%. And force is that? Can you associate force with magnetic to emotion, and maybe the thoughts electric?
Yeah.
Right. So, does your thoughts dictate your emotions, or does your emotions dictate your thoughts?
Good question.
It's more my feelings that dictate both.
So the
And how do you
feeling is
balance
an
that? How do you?
expression. So you gotta know the difference between emotion and feeling. Feelings are just an
Mm,
expression of emotion,
Say that
right?
again.
Uh, Feelings are just expressions of the emotion. That's what the feelings are. Our feelings are um, expressions of the original emotion. The emotion is is an impulsive reaction, and the feeling is the longevity of that reaction.
So it is my
That's
emotion
that's
that dictate both my feelings and my thought because I would just out of
yeah.
nowhere I would just feel a certain way, you know, and then I'll start thinking, I start thinking like, damn, like why am I feeling a certain way? Like something is wrong. Like I ain't supposed to be feeling that way, you know. Like, so I guess, it's my emotion I guess it's the emotion, the emotion that's going through me that allow me to feel, that make me feel a certain way. Then I start to think about why I feel the way I feel. But
With
I
it,
guess the emotion,
we,
I'm not really, I haven't really, kind of grasp, what it is, how it's coming into play. But I'm very, aware of my feelings and my thinking, and like I said, it's something that no basically trigger both, like out of nowhere, like I'll feel a certain way, like I said, out of nowhere. Even when I was in jail, I was in jail and certain things was happening on the outside. Like I would just feel certain way, like, yo, something is not happening, man. I gotta call my people outside. You know what I'm saying? And I will make a phone call, and I will find out like certain things is not right. Like, you know what I'm saying?
what was that?
Say that again.
Oh no, I'm outside in this weird truck. It looked like one of those um, Google trucks that be mapping the neighborhood, but what I
Oh,
don't know what kind of truck that is. It had something on top of
Can
it. But bro, I hate to cut this short, bro. I gotta get up in like 4 hours, man. Um, but I'll definitely be on tomorrow. I'm gonna definitely be on tomorrow. And we can finish
hey,
this
rest
because I
well.
want to just, yeah, we can definitely have we can have open topics for we can talk about anything. Y'all know how I do. I mean, I was just telling Gary like I ain't really have nothing to talk about this week. My week is crazy. My anniversary about to come up. So next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I won't be on at all. Me and the wife going away, so I won't be on at all Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But uh, I'll be on during the week, and then this weekend I got shit to do this weekend. Uh, weekend mainly is like family time. So, but I'll definitely be on
Yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah, right quick,
yeah. Hey,
sorry. Can you, you was asking me about that, because that even made me think, like when you asked me, what triggered my thinking, or, something like that. That kind of made me think, like when you say that. Now, you wanted to, you was going somewhere with that?
that's for word.
No, that was for
Nah,
you, bro.
you. I think it was, yeah.
Oh,
I
for
think it
me.
was
Oh,
you.
oh, sorry. Naga, my bad. Yeah. Can you repeat that? My bad. My bad.
Oh, nah, you asked me, is my emotion trigger my thought, or is my thought trigger my emotion? And I was thinking about it, I started, that made me think when you said that. Was you had
Mm-hmm.
anything else you were saying before we leave? You
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
to say?
I just wanted. Yeah, I just wanted to bounce off you a little more because yeah, I was just trying to understand your intellect, your emotions, because I be trying to understand myself in others. The
Yeah, for,
term "Can you see yourself in others?" I don't know you. You're from another country on the other side of the world, but
yeah, I'm Haitian.
we are. Yeah, there you go, and we're connecting in such a way that you can't get in the physical world, right? I can go on,
Hmm.
but I want to let word rest. I'll leave you with that, Nagar. Yeah. All right, we'll
Yeah,
catch up. We'll
definitely
catch up.
appreciate you, man. Appreciate word, man. Shout out to you, bro. Always, man. You know what I'm saying, for
For
having me.
sure.
Shout out to Commander, everybody in the chat. Story, Ben. I think that, I mean, Bond that came up here. And until next time, man, for sure.
For sure, bro. Appreciate
Cheers.
y'all.
Cheers.
Hey, man, y'all showed up and showed out again, man. I appreciate everybody for coming through. Man, y'all know what I always say, care about how you feel. These are conversations that create nations. And if we said anything that resonated with you, do me a favor, hit that share button, tell somebody, help me spread the word. And hit that like button if you haven't. But yeah, man, great conversation as always. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Until next time, we out.